Good morning, children. Assholes, agents in the field, junior deputies, senior vice assistant reserve director, economists. I'm going to get my soda water. This is going to be a mail-in podcast because Cappy is tired. Cappy was busy. Cappy, where's the podcast? You are my bitch, Aaron. Aaron, make us podcast. Cappy's been busy, motherfuckers. Everybody contacting me. It's like my health. Everybody's in it. Okay, you got first you got the rookie noobs who don't know anything about the show. And they come in, smoker's cough. Must be all those cigars he's smoking. It's like, no. Once again, I don't know how many times for the record I have to say this. I have had that cough since I was 3. It was a massive allergic reaction. And if you take my new seminar, you're going to find out there's coughing there too. Go back, look many years ago. I'm always coughing. But some new rookie newbie kid fresh off the boat, do you should take it. And it's like they're a bunch of chicks. Chicks are all, let's just give them all their honorary doctorates in homeopathic medicine. Okay, because all you girls now, you got this internet thing. And you're not going to go become a doctor. You're not going to listen to the American Medical Association, the AMA. You'll take any fucking study, anything off the fucking internet, anything your mom says, anything your sister say, anything another vagina carrier will say. And if it's all up on the internet, they've come up with this whole new, you see, I heard that lavender cures cancer. And just, look, guys, ladies, let's help out. Ladies, going to help you out. Okay, for all 3 that are listening. We got some real troopers, and God bless you. And you women don't need to know this. You already know. Here comes a guy. And we love you like you're the tomboyish sisters that you are. But tell your fellow vagina-carrying brethren or sisterin, to just knock it off with the make-believe homeopathic doctor shit. Okay. God almighty, the amount of advice that I get from non-doctors about my cholesterol. Dude, that's fake. You can't believe it, man. Like, okay, Alex Jones people. But, I heard. Did you hear? You heard that, did you? Who the fuck was it? They say again? Yeah, they say, oh my God. They say cholesterol, all this bullshit. Like, hey, my heart is just as important as my toenail. There's not really, you got fungus on the toenail, put some St. John's wort on it, it'll go away. You got a thing that might be clogging the widowmaker, put a little bit of lavender on it, you'll be fine. You can't trust doctors. What do they know? Like the absolute absence of thought that, hey, my shoulder is a little, I did a different workout. Oh, well, I heard that, the essential oil, cult, those Nazis, they say that a little bit of lemon and a little bit of oregano all right, fine. Rub your little magic salve on me. Okay, fine. That's my shoulder. It's still working. I'm not losing an arm. But when it comes to things like, my heart, my cardiovascular system, we treat it like it's like, oh, I got a sore ankle. Well, put it in some cold water. And I saw the Dr. Who? Dr. Fuckface. That's who it is. These guys come on the internet. Dr. such and such with the podcast. Hey, I'm Doctor in what? Let me see your MD, motherfucker. If you rotate it clockwise, but not counterclockwise, it helps unsprain your ankle. Good, that's my ankle. Same fucking dipshit. I don't know if it's a real doctor. Well, you see, if you put creatine in with a little bit of salt and here's the key thing, cinnamon, your heart comes unclogged. You don't need heart surgery. Well, I got all you fucking Monday morning quarterbacking doctors. Dude, the cholesterol's bullshit. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm just going to make sure. I think I'll eat myself a salad anyway. So I got my cough. And now everyone, hey, oh my God, wait, where's the pot? What? But calm down, have some dip. It's a sounder from the Black Brigade that comes from George. Calm the fuck down, guys. Calm the fuck down. Cappy has been motherfucking busy. Shit going on. I know it's all the hey, buddy kiss. I'm in my pajama. Oh, Cappy just wakes up, does 2 minutes of work. No, motherfuckers, it's a little bit more involved than that. Look at that plane flying in the sky. Look at it. How did Cappy build that? Oh, he probably just did 2 minutes of work and it just flies on its own. He has godlike power. He just wished it into it. He has the Xanos thing. He's got the glove. He just snaps this shit into existence. I've been busy. Least of all, did you see all the videos that came out? 2 days, 12 videos a piece? Oh my God. Then your mom. Oh, you guys got moms. See, you're going to miss them when they're gone. But man, while they're here, like, God, could you die soon enough? What the? Do you want to come out? No, I really don't. Why don't you? And new idea, old people. New for everybody. For everybody. Foreign concept. All right. I hope everyone's sitting the fuck down. My bleep doesn't visit me as much. Put in whatever noun you want. That's a familiar. My child, my dad, my uncles, my aunts, my nieces, my nephews, my grandparents, my grandchildren, my friends, my colleagues, my lover. They don't visit me as much. I wish they'd visit me more. Concept. Why don't you go visit them? When are you coming to visit? When are you coming to visit? Why do I always got to? I know. It's the United States military here at Cappy's Friendship Land. I got to bring the war and the friendship to you. I got it. Spending fucking 4 hours round trip. That's just the driving into fucking nowhere, Wisconsin. Well, where's all the time? Why? Come on, make us something. So I have been working on a very large project. Hang on. I'll put it in the chat room. I'm not officially promoting it that much. Did I even have it? Oh, I might have not had it. Oh, here it is. Is this it? No, that's not it. Give me a second here, guys. Give me a second. It's on the blog. There we go. Oh, by the way, there's a house I'm trying to build. Don't know if you knew that one. And that's just going swimmingly well. So well, in fact, I'm not joking. I know it has been my dream to live in South Dakota for like 2 fucking decades. And now I'm like, maybe, see, the world in the past has tried to tell me things really hard. I just refuse to listen. Because my entire past up until that point trained my brain to think, this is what I want. This, I want this. This is what I want. It's from a quote from a movie. Freddie Benson. And so you're like, no, this is what I want. I wanted this my dream. This is my dream. And then you try and you got everything. You got all the resources. You've mustered your armies. You're at the vanguard. You're at the gates of the castle of dreamhood you want to conquer. And it just isn't going to happen. And now I'm wondering, maybe I should just listen. Maybe I should just, no, Chad, now's the, Chad. But I'm on the precipice of about to get it, but the world is telling you no. Like your degree choice, like the girl you want to dump, but really is the one you should maybe marry. There's more better out there. And now I'm like, and it's just becoming a fucking shit show over the dumbest motherfucking shit. Haven't taken a spoon of dirt out of the fucking ground. And already it would be easier to be approved to leave the Soviet Union at the peak of Stalin's power to get the paperwork through than to get a fucking spoon of dirt out of the fucking ground. And this is a free state, mind you. And I'm like, hey. And now I'm thinking, if it's this bad in a red state and I can't get a fucking house built because of really dumb motherfucking shit, I'm thinking, well, is life the rest of in South Dakota? Is it going to be like this? I mean, this is more or less my life savings. Of course, I have retirement savings, but this has been, what I've paid off my house. It's kind of a significant amount of my life tied up into a piece of property. Inevitably, I like to stop renting this fucking overpriced apartment to get where I want to fucking live. Have my money work for me so I'm not paying an egregiously overpriced amount of rent. Hey, maybe I could finally be. And now I think the world is telling me, Aaron, it's not going to work. Like God is like, hey, kid, I'm trying to tell you. How about you send a fucking spirit, God? How about you do that? Aaron, in English, don't be like a chick. Don't have such masked innuendo. I got to interpret. What is it, lassie boy? What is it? Oh, little Jimmy's in the well. Okay, I'll stop building now. Hey, for all you Christian motherfuckers and all you other religious motherfuckers, why doesn't your dude or entity just come the fuck down, prove their almighty worth, and say, motherfuckers, listen to me. That's it. Be like, oh, dang, look at that guy. He's got like the Xanos snap, but he doesn't have the thing, and everything happens because he's really the one God. Okay, I'll bow down to that. He had mustard seed in the face. He can't, see, you got to look behind. Okay, now life is trying to tell me something. And now I'm thinking like, I could just take that money and leave. Put the property back up for sale. Sell it to some other dipshit who's never going to get their house built. Because the who-dang-diggly do's kind of made it over from Wyoming a little bit over into South Dakota. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Where's that small Croatian village? Where's that small little... I just want to find a small little 2-bedroom somewhere in some European village. Eastern European village. Well, I'll eat borscht and I'll eat beets. I'll play the beet festival. Let's go to Moldova's beet festival. Whatever. What do we got? What language I got on? What Slavic variation do I have to learn? This, okay. I'll wear your funny hat on beet days. And everyone cheers. And I just sit there and I smoke my cigars. I'll have them mailed in Amazon. Then I'll do a Google satellite, look over my property. Hey, house still not built there yet. Remember those suckers I sold it to 10 years ago? They said they're going to build that week. So I've been busy. And now put together this seminar, which took the better part of a month of work. And it's on minimalism. There it is. It's in the chat room. It's not officially released. If you want, you can sign up for it. I will once again be perfectly intellectually honest with you guys. If you are a regular listener, you've read some of my books, especially if you read Poor Richard's Retirement, or if you just have your financial act together, if you not intuitively, if you actionably, let me explain that adverb. If you practice minimalism in your life, like you can actually spend less than you make, you don't need this class. If you're having trouble spending less than you make, then you need this class. That'd be a better, way to discern who should and should not take this class, right? If you have troubles eating more than you make, or eating more than you should, spending more than you make, piss poor time management, you're stretching your house like that, take this class. Yes, it is $600. No, it's not overpriced. Why didn't see that coming? Dude, a class is $600 on minimalism? Really? Yeah, because finally getting to the point of not spending more than you make, that's not worth $600, is it? So this class, 5 fucking hours long, maybe even a little bit longer. Many hours put into it. Rehearsed it. I did get some good love and some good joshing from all the peeps out there who looked at it and reviewed it. And like, Jesus, Clary, you got a haircut and you're wearing a shirt and it's clean. There's a PowerPoint. Yes. Lots of work went into this. I don't know if you can see the blue thing behind me? See that blue thing? I did crafts. I did arts and crafts. Cappy went down to the craft store and I got myself a foam board And I knew it would reflect. So I got that nice blue paper and I strapped it around. I put it behind me. It's a very nice production. Matches the blue. So that's available. That's where my time went. We can't all be flipping burgers, cheeseburger, fries. Sometimes Cappy wants to try his culinary podcast skills and see if he can't make a good souffle. Sometimes he'd like to see if he can't make like a full course meal dinner. I get a little fish dish. I get some steak, some kind of seafood, maybe get some scallops, the right kind of lemon butter on it. So that's where Cappy's been. So Cappy's back again. Cappy's back. Tell a friend. So anyway, so there's that seminar. That's where I have been. That's what I've been working on. And by God, I got people. Can I come on the show? When are you going to when are you come in there? And I love you guys. Thank you very much. I've been invited on many. I don't have the time. Been stretched real fucking thin these past especially the past 2 weeks. Trying to get shit done. Not to mention marketing all this other shit that I do. God, I didn't lose it, but I it wasn't almost losing it. But man, there was a time where I could have grabbed a full bottle and just gargle. Things will get done. Oh, by the way, related, I can mention the Vegas seminar, the in-person one has been canceled because of coronavirus and there's another happy joy. Oh, that makes me calm down. That's been canceled. So I paid everybody their refunds. Everyone should have it except for 2 guys. So for those of you, 2 guys got back to me a little bit later, so I dropped it in the mail. You guys should all have your checks, and the money is in the bank account. And if it's not, then that means my bank account got hacked because I didn't touch that money. So, but if you still want to attend, we're going to be doing the seminar, the Rule Zero seminar online. It'll still be October 2nd through the 4th. It's still $1,000. I don't set the price. If you still want to attend this thing, email me, let me know. I understand. Because what's going to end up happening is I know, because you guys, you're going to be like, wait, $1,000 to go online. I know, guys. I know. It's up to you. If you want to have access to this, that's fine. You can. But what I have a feeling is I'm going to be doing a seminar and nobody is going to be attending on my part. So I'm obligated to do this seminar, which is another bit of work. Yay! You just play golf and sleep in. Yeah, that's all I do. So, but Cappy's smart. The old man Cappy is smart. Cappy's going to do this thing. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to use the research to make another product. So if I'm gone for another couple weeks, I'm not yet. Oh my God, the Cappy, you really ought to go. I've been waiting. Hey, seriously, I'd read through the emails, but I'm not going to. So it will get. It's like everyone's your mother. Fuck off. Shut the. I already got a woman in my life. I don't need a fucking another one on the internet. Oh, fuck. Judd Grover, $5. Saw a great video recently. Cappy, you can make me a Gen X or 2. Can you make me a Gen X or 2? If I have to, I'll retain my Zillennial status, but I'd like an upgrade. Hook a brother up. I don't know. It's back there. Hang on. Let me grab it. So I had this. This was originally on a big metal chain, and I have my Gen X Pope outfit. I have my robe and my Pope hat, but it has an X and it's all shiny. I can make you an honorary member of Gen X. I have a video out there where I go like making a millennial honorary Gen X or something. I don't know. You could find it, but there's like a official pomp and circumstance music, and there's a scroll. I even sent the kid a certificate, like I made a certificate, hereby honorary member of Gen X. I don't know if he framed it or what, but yes, but it's going to cost a shit ton of money because I got to go dig out my fucking outfit. I got to go make you a certificate. So let's call it $125. If you want, I will go find the scroll. I'll put on the outfit. We'll play the music and all that. And I will decree you as the god of Gen X. Because frankly, I don't know any other Gen Xers got there. Okay, let's take it back. fair amount of Gen Xers have the shit together. But I'm going to self-declare myself the god of Gen X, the Pope of Gen X. I will decree you officially a member of Generation X. You can put that on your resume so employers know that, oh, he might show up. Well, he's not going to sue me because I didn't make organic shit in the cafeteria. Oh, okay. Ben Jones, $2. If I sell essential oils, will I get the girls? Yeah, you'll get lots of old ladies. Dude, I know a gal twice removed from me. Watching, it's so stupid. If you want to talk about the ultimate Operation Evil, it's essential oils. Holy shit, you women believe the dumbest fucking crap. You will buy and how they swallow it whole. Like, I don't know if you guys know what essential oils are, but some mastermind, some criminal mastermind, genius, some Operation Evil genius, way above my league. Someone I admire. I just like, teach me. It's got to be a he. It has to be a he. Said, okay, well, there's all these oils, different plants, different things have different oils, extracts, So it's all collectible and they all have cute little jars and little things. And some of it's good. I won't lie. Like the peppermint and all that. The GF she'll buy some, but there's some, I'm like, okay, I could see this isn't, but man, hundreds of variations. It's like Pokemon. It's it's Pokemon for adult women who have a lot of their own money or their husband's money or the government's money. And so they get it. And then now it borders witchcraft because, well, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Literally heard an old woman say one time, oh, I heard that this helps with forgiveness. Man, you may want to punch Antifa, but I want to punch this old lady. I mean, what? An essential oil, an extract from a plant that may have some culinary value, may feel good on your skin. Maybe it's, oh yeah, okay. Maybe it just smells nice. Maybe like, like instead of lemon pledge, you use extract of lemon. So far, can't complain. Now that, it helps with forgiveness. Lady, stand right here. Put your hair right there. Stay there. Go like 100 yards back. And just make a motherfucking man. Say, wait, lady, come back here in 3 months' time. And then what I do is I go to the track and I practice my 100-meter dash. Like I get up to top speed. I go into like the football guys where I push into the football thing and like get my calves really strong so I can run at 20 miles an hour, whatever the top speed of a human is. And I say, okay, come back. All right, put your face right here, get everything lined up, get some painting on the ground there, lined up, and I practice first on a dummy. And I just take a mad dash, get up to top speed, pow! Just keep pow! Maybe hold up watermelons. See if I can punch through a watermelon. That's what I want to do to that woman. So after 3 months training, say, okay, now stand here and then just crush that dumbass woman's face in. Not to kill her, just to say how fucking you obviously have had such a pampered delusional life, no pain whatsoever, that you actually think a fucking oil is going to affect your not even emotions, your life philosophy, your morality. And I have to forgiveness. You need to be going away. All of this in Minecraft. All of it in Minecraft. That's what I would do in Minecraft. And so, guys, if these gals start saying, you got to like essential oils? Yeah? Okay. Let's have a talk. You can buy from your friends. You could get, okay, you're not selling that shit. If I ever find out you're selling that shit, you're out of here. You're gone. It's just the dumbest fuck. I mean, yeah, ladies, I know men do stupid shit too. Dude, bro, sports bars, business degree. I get it. But take the anger, form a weapon inside your mind, channel it, and learn how to make money off of them. And I have some ideas. Ladies, you're making it so easy. I'm sorry, ladies. I hate to say it. Operation Evil is drastically disproportionately going to go after women because you're the easiest sell. You'll buy this dumb shit. You'll believe in the dumbest shit ever. So why am I going to try and sell a guy? Hey, buy this worthless thing that has no value whatsoever, but it'll help you with forgiveness. Okay, here's my money. Can't sell a guy on that. Because does it? Really? Okay. Dave 128 for $2. Namaste, Mr. Celery. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. Hang on. I bet you Chad wants to get in. Chad, I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to send Chad the link. Hang on. Let me mute this so you guys don't hear me typing. There you go, Chad. The link is in the mail or your Twitter. All right, anything else? Judd Grover for $5. Saw a great video recently. Cappy, can you make me a... Oh, we already saw that one. We already did that. Essential Oils, get me the girls. Do we have any else up there? Resurrecting Man for $2 for the Septic Tank moving to Croatia fund. I know. Septic Tank is like $7,500 on average, got to dig it out and everything like that. And I'm just sitting there looking at all these. I'm like, dude, I could live. Like, I looked at cost of living. I'm like, this money. We got a sponsor, Luca Vendetti. MGTOW's Guide to Retiring on $200,000 on Southeast Asia. He might as well just get rid of the MGTOW. Just get $200,000 in Southeast Asia. And admittedly, that's like bare bones. But I'm looking and I'm like, oh, I could do that. I could go away. It's like I'm not going to work anymore. The 200,000 would be invested somewhere to just grow, and I'd sit in my grass hut, and then I'd leave during monsoon season. I don't know where I'd go. Maybe Australia, visit some of you Hanyakers down under. Monsoon season's over. I'd take a nice boat back up and just say, hey, there you go. And then watch the United States just collapse. And keep in mind, what is not so depressing and sad to me about the direction of the United States has anything to do with Antifa or Black Lives Matter, not the individual. I'm talking the organization or women or the general move to the left or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with watching, quote unquote, the real Americans just falter and fail and flail and not have their fucking shit together. Because let's just admit it. The Antifa left in general, they don't work. They don't participate in the economy. Chad, are you there?
I'm here. What's up, man?
Why don't you mute your mic before you open up the can?
What's wrong with that?
Never mind. Anyway, as I was saying before, it's not the left that worries me. It's the right. It's the workers, and they can't get their fucking shit together. They cannot. Anyway, what's up, Chad? How are you?
Good. I just have one question about your earlier rant.
Yes.
Have to ask, but how do you really feel?
It's not the left that gets me. It's the guys on my team. Like people that should have their shit together. I rely on. Look, the reason this happens, the electricity is on because a bunch of hardworking people in the past put it together. Who's maintaining it? A decreasing quality of people. And you know how we have like brownouts or blackouts with the electrical grid? Like it happens in California because why? California is populated with a bunch of fucking idiots. Venezuela, a bunch of fucking communist dipshits. And slowly, as you know, the working class, the actual real workers, as that quality goes down, regardless of their politics, we're not going to be able to have this function. Like, I got a buddy who's a dentist. She can't get her filler in because some fuckwit down the supply chain fucked something up. So, you know, you need filler for teeth to do cavities, kind of important for a dentist. But as we, on the cellular level, start to decay across all political spectrums, we're going to slowly enter ourselves a second world economy where, oh, that's out of stock. Oh, you can't get that. Oh, the water doesn't work today. The electricity isn't on. And I'm just like, I'm running into it now, especially if you're an entrepreneur, especially if you want to run your engines at 120%. If you want to do more than the average person, you're just going to run into more fuck ups and more problems. And so now I'm just kind of thinking like, man, maybe I do a little Henry David Thoreau and simplify and go the opposite direction. Take what I got and leave and just do as little as possible. Absolute little as possible. So
that's my plan.
Yeah, I know. Well, see, you got a nice little laid back life there. Like, you only have an apartment, you have no car. You got your online. Yeah, you got it pretty simplified. So, how things over in Chicago?
Well, let's see. We had a tornado last week.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Last Monday, people were out of power for 3 days, but not me. So yeah, that was kind of fun. Otherwise, no, same old shit. I mean, there's nothing better to do this on a Monday. So
yeah, I did this. I even took a shower today and cleaned up. I'm not in my pajamas because I got up and I was up. Like, I got a lot of work done over the weekend, so I'm kind of, hey, no. And I looked at my to-do list, and it's just because of all the shit that is backed up. So today's the day it gets knocked out. So the rest of the week is nice and steady Eddie. I'm going to go back to normal, and that'll only be my normally angry self as opposed to my riotously angry self that I am today.
Well, shoot, I don't want that to go away. That's pretty enjoyable.
No, it's really, I don't know what it is, but maybe got too many pots on the oven or pans in the oven or whatever. But man, the more you go out there, the more you're going to run into frustration. Like, even yesterday, I did a motorcycle ride and I should have gone into Wisconsin. Why should I have gone into Wisconsin, Chad?
That's a great question. Is it a higher speed limit or less annoying or
less traffic?
I
was an idiot and went towards the city. Didn't go into Minneapolis to St. Paul, but I went to visit some friends, and all just frustrate traffic, people driving slow. Wasn't even traffic, just people driving slow. This guy in a Corvette, this old boomer fucking a Corvette. He's going and it was a nice one. I think it was one of the higher end ones. Here's this boomer fuck going 5 miles an hour under the speed limit in a red Corvette. When we get to an intersection, he turns left and he spins right back in to go straight in the intersection. I was like this close to catching up to him, and I'm like saying, dude, just give me your car. Give me your car. You're not going to drive it. You don't know how to drive. You're an old boomer fuck. You only use 2 cylinders out of the 8 in that. It is a tragedy that someone sold you this car. Give me your fucking car, you goddamn boomer. What you can't say. So that's where it's like, even going for a motorcycle ride, you can't deal with it. So I should have gone. I should have gone to Caledonia. I should have gone to Viroqua, some town over in Wisconsin, and just chilled the fuck out. But I didn't. So.
It always sucks when you're doing things to relax. Yeah, other people ruin it. I feel like that's happening more and more with things I do.
And the traffic is not worse. It's okay. The drivers are worse. There's not more traffic because of the great and merciful Coronachan. People are just getting dumber. This is not my opinion. People are starting to decay on the individual cellular unit. And as that happens, every interaction you have with a human is going to grind things down to a slow second world, third world halt, or not halt, but a glacial speed. Everything from ordering your sandwich to getting gas. For example, well, you haven't gotten gas in a while. When's the last time you filled up gas?
Well, when I was visiting Portland, I went with my parents and filled it up. Did you know in Oregon that it's required by law that they fill your gas tank?
They have to fill your gas tank up. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you a different but perfect example on that. All right. I pulled up in Oregon. All right. And I was going to get, and the gal comes out. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's right.
Yeah.
Oregon is a bunch of fucking pussy little retards that can't pump their own gas. Because you're all, except for Jack Donovan, you're all a bunch of pussies in Portland, pussies in Oregon. So she's trying to do it. And I'm like looking at her and I'm watching, and I know that she has to press this button because I could see it flashing on the screen, and she's trying to mess with it. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting. Then she looks, and does the little thing on that. All right. Now I'm delayed by an extra 2 minutes because of an idiot, because she doesn't know how to pump. The gas station attendant doesn't know how to pump gas. So now I'm delayed by 2 minutes. Now, if you're not in Oregon, the last time you've ever filled your own tank, do you know how many screens you have to go through just to get the fucking gas?
I actually don't. I thought it was easy.
Yeah, so because you had a car, what? The last time was 10, 15 years ago you had a car?
Like 10 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let me tell you what's happened in the past 10 years. Beforehand, you could just put your credit card in, pull it out, car wash, no, fill in your gas. Now it's insert card, leave card, pull out card, pull out card. If you're lucky, it took. If not, reinsert card. Didn't read correctly. So you got to fuck with that. Like you're fucking a woman. You got to insert, pull out, insert, pull out, insert. Sometimes it takes. Are you a rewards member? No. Do you want to become one? No. What was the other one?
Would you like to donate to?
No, they haven't gotten to that. Nope, they haven't gotten to that. But they're, do you want a car wash? No. Enter your zip code. Enter your zip code. Enter. Now you can select and pump your gas.
Yeah.
An extra minute, I don't. Oh, and then it blares music and advertisements at you while you're pumping, because now everything has a screen. Because I need more screens. I don't get enough of that at restaurants and bars where I get things yelled at me. Now I got the gas station doing it. It's stuff like that now say the pump doesn't work. Where do I got to go?
To the next pump?
Or I got to go inside.
Oh.
Now I'm talking to a human, and the human's like, oh, I don't know. So that delays you. Every interaction with humans on the road, when you're buying shit, when you're ordering stuff online. I send some books to some gal. Okay, I have a new model that might actually be maybe. You know how models are.
Oh yeah.
So she gets one set of books. She doesn't get the other set of books. I said, where'd the other set of books go? I don't know. It says it was delivered well, they got stolen. Why? Because some fucking idiot stole my books. I almost find that hilarious, because if you're a thief and you steal my books and you think you're getting some good shit, all it is moral economic philosophy. They're going to be really let down when it's just a bunch of books they don't want to read. So now I got to send the books again, because we are starting to fucking decay and turn into cancer on the cellular unit. And soon the body politic, the body economic will not be able to function anymore. And it's happening in South. It's happening everywhere. So it's just like, yeah.
Question for you. You might not have done this in a while. Have you ever gotten into a taxi cab recently? Not Uber, not Lyft, just,
Not recently, no. I've only taken 2 taxi cab rides in my life. One of them I had to tell him where to go because he's trying to fuck me over to get to LaGuardia.
Well, this happened. I hadn't taken one in forever. And Tuesday night, I was out somewhere, and I'd have to wait too long to get an Uber or Lyft. There's a taxi cab there, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll take the cab.
Right.
You sit down in the back, and what they have this like screen full of advertising and promos. You can't escape. Like, you're there and it's loud, and you're like, fuck. So never stick to Uber and Lyft now that taxi cabs, who are desperate enough for doing that shit.
Well, and it just harkens like I'll never run a bar. I never will. But somebody out there who wants to take that risk, I swear to God, there's a market. You've seen the Kingsman, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like their headquarters or whatever, it's in the tailor shop or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I want a bar or a restaurant like that. No television. You have to be dressed up. It's quiet. If there's any music at all, it's either very quiet classical music or maybe some jazz, if at all. And you're allowed to smoke, not cigarettes. And you can have booze, and it's just a nice place to go and relax. It's not loud. My favorite restaurant that I go to now, it's over by the the river over Hudson, Wisconsin. Well, you come here, I'll take you there sometime.
Cool.
I go there during the weekday. It's kind of nice because you get to sit outside. I can have a cigar. So we went there yesterday. Some musician, they blasted up the music and all the sheep came out. And it was like I don't know if I'm just getting old or getting frail, but I was getting jittery. Like, this is just annoying the ever living piss out of me. And I'm getting angry. And that's not why I went there. I went there to smoke a cigar and chill out and look at the river. Mm-hmm. But man, it's just once you start removing, or maybe you see it, you can't stand it. It agitates you more. Or maybe you just get older and you don't have the party spirit in you anymore.
Yeah.
But man, the group of people and it just, I don't know how granular I want to get, but even their demeanor and their behaviors, like the washed up spinster, like it was solid Gen X and older, and all these gals that are like, it's kind of a party place on the weekend. So here you have these 45 plus, they were older than me. They're certainly women. These gals that are still dressed like Prince was popular or alive. And they're like, hi, and like hitting on guys. I'm like, is this the washed up gray vagina pube meat market now? Is this what you girls are here for? Is this what it's boiled? This is the last hurrah. You know, these old washed up dude bros coming off on the boat, like, dude, bro, yeah, man. I'm like, with they're old and they're fat and they got tattoos. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? That just agitates me. And they have every right to do it, but just their mere presence pisses me off.
I'm going sailing this evening with a friend who you know.
I know. Yes. Good. Say hi to him for me.
Will do. And to your point, last time we did this, did we do this last Monday? Well, last week, there was this boat full of like fat women just drinking. And there's this one lonely, like, you know, guy who was in good shape, probably in his late 20s. And the look he had on his face was just like, because there's like cackling and, yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like, oh, you can't pay me enough to have that.
Well, he probably was paid. He probably like captained the ship and they rented it out like it was a boat party.
Yeah, that's what it was. But I'm just saying, I hope he charged a good rate for that, because it is, I mean, it was just, I was worried the boat was going to sink. They were all like bad and loud and drunk.
Oh, that's hilarious. That poor man. I remember, what was the alias I came up with? Do you remember Lake Minnetonka? Remember we took you out to the Wayzata and the Orono and the Excelsior and the Navarre and all, we went around it.
Yeah. Were you Eric Corey for that?
I was there. No, I think you had dumped psychopath Miss Fuzzy Wuzzies by that time. I could go back to being myself. We didn't have to lie to your ex-girlfriend anymore. I think we're having an affair.
Yeah.
So what was I going to say? Oh, so there was like this, back when I was single, there was like this singles group on the boat. And two buddies of mine, like, hey, there's a singles group on the boat on Lake Minnetonka for like, I don't know, $30 you could go and you got drinks and some entree food or whatever. And it was for singles only. And I immediately, I was old enough and veteran enough to know, okay, singles groups don't work to begin with on land.
Nope.
And I'm thinking like, this is on a boat and I'm a good swimmer and I can, and Lake Minnetonka is pretty big, you know, like if we're in the middle of it, I don't think I could do it. But usually if you've ever done a tour, which we should do if we ever come back to the Twin Cities, you do a tour, you look at the houses you can't afford. Yeah. So you're not too far away. You're only at most half a mile away from the shore. So I'm like, I was thinking, if I can't tolerate this, I'm going to wear clothes that I can swim in. And maybe, you know, go to, so what ended up happening is I brought swimming trunks in a bag and I had my clothes. And what would happen is if it got intolerable, I'd go to the bathroom, I switch into swimming trunks. I'd let the captain know I'm going to swim to shore. Don't worry about me. It's not man overboard. Give my clothes to my buddy. I say, bring that back to, you know, to the cars. And so we went on there and I said, okay, I'm going to come up with a different name. I forgot what my name was. And sure enough, we're watching the girls get on and the boat was just sinking and sinking and sinking. Every one of these fat sows. Welcome aboard, Miss Tubby Tits. And, thank you. Where's the food?
They're always so loud. That's what gets me. It's like, why you gotta be loud?
and I forgot what the shtick was, but my name was something else. And I was married and I forgot my ring, and these guys were just my friends, and I'm there for moral support. I mean, it was horrible.
Yeah.
But it wasn't so bad that I decided to swim because the food was pretty good, and the girls thankfully wouldn't talk to the guy. But it's sad, as the boat got closer and closer, then the girls all started like turning it up a notch.
Yeah.
Like talking to you a little bit more. It's like, no, rule number one, Chad, let's test you, buddy. Okay. You're a young Padawan. You're like the second episode of the prequels.
Okay.
You're not the little 4-year-old Anakin. Ah, gee, Shek Willikers, howdy. You're not that. You're like the teenager, 13, 14-year-old Padawan, right? You follow me so far?
Yeah,
okay, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
You're not a rookie anymore. What is the number one rule that women have to follow before they wish to participate in the sexual market or the dating or romance market, whatever market you want?
I mean, I can tell you what my personal one is.
It's the number one rule. And it's the rule that if you don't follow it, don't bother. Okay. So
for me,
for anyone, I guarantee it's going to be for you. It's going to be for anyone.
Be thin. Is that it?
Be thin.
Yeah.
Be thin.
That's hard to find, for God's sakes.
The male equivalent would be don't live at home, I guess. Now, women have many, many more requirements. Be 6 feet tall, do all this. But I think some of the basic things, I guess for women, maybe it would be hygienic. I mean, we're talking 101 bullshit. And all these gals it's like, why did you spend the $30 on this boat trip? Why? Why do black women buy weaves and nails? Really? And they're not cheap. Those are not cheap investments on the part of, cosmetics is not cheap in general, but the young black ladies, I think, they spend a lot more money on the accessories. It's like, it's not the accessories. It's the body of the car and the shitty, pissy engine that's in it. Don't show up. Don't bother. It's not, I have bad luck because I'm on land. I'll go on a boat and that will magically change it. Oh, I know. Men aren't captured and held hostage on a vessel where they have to swim half a mile back to the, and now that I have them hostage, then they'll find that, no, be fucking thin. They can't even do, now that was like 15 years ago. But we don't have to go into it. That's
never forget the wise words of Mrs. Elkins when I complained about this. It's hard for them to stay thin.
Hard. It's Chad, because it's easy for you to run 8 miles a day, right? That doesn't take any calories of energy.
That took no motivation, discipline, not shoveling shit into my mouth all the time. Gee, it's hard to do that.
I know. And what it shows you, because Mrs. Elkins is no dummy. She's not. Your mom's smart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not that she's ever going to watch this, but I've hung out with them, certainly more than you have in the past several years. I've gotten to know them a little bit better than you. You don't even know your parents anymore compared to me. Your mom is an intelligent woman, but it shows you it is so hardwired and so instinctual that there is no talking to him or reasoning up with it. Like you could literally sit a woman down and she could have an IQ of 180 and she could be a scientist and know empiricism and data and have objective thought. Like this is a 20-sided die. And I could go, is this a 20-sided? She said, yes, that is a 20-sided die. And I could say, this is chapstick. This is Chappy and get right. This she said, yes, that is chapstick. I say, this is a camcorder, right? A really shitty old camcorder. Everyone bitches about the DPI. Rather. She would say, yes, that is a camcorder. Do men like fat chicks? Well, there's what? And then you got to realize that's how they're programmed.
Yeah.
And there's no reasoning with them. You may slam on the 9s and the 10s, the women that keep themselves in shape that are really like, there's a gal I know, I can't say who, I can't say she's Mexican. So in case she's happened to be listening, I wanted to tip my hat as to how much I respect her in this regard. She was overweight. Her dad, I think, sat her down and says, listen, all right, if you want to be another fat Mexican, fine, go ahead. Your life is going to be hard and you're going to end up like other fat Mexican women. Right? Probably pregnant, illegitimate kids, And it hurt and she cried it out. Well, guess what she did?
What did she do? Lose weight?
She lost the weight.
Yeah.
And today she's a 10 and she dresses impeccably, not slutty. She dresses beautifully. She always has some very sharp heels on. Her outfit is always together. She's a head turner. Now she's married to a very successful man. I'm not going to mention what or who, but a very, very more successful than you and I. But it's just like she knows. Now, she put in the time and the effort, and I would argue that those type of gals who stay thin are smarter or have more critical thinking skills than the average gal out there that's a fat, pasty dump of crap. And you may hate them, you may be, they may have attitude. At least they have the intellectual, independent thought to know and to buck the programming, buck the genetic conditioning, not to mention the sociological pro-fat acceptance bullshit. Say, no, I'm in shape. I know what men want. And you could even say there's an element of selflessness where it's like, I'm going to deliver what men want because I want a man. And that level of independent thought and critical thinking is so rare that you have to appreciate. Yeah, they might come off a little bitchy because guys are kind of, but it's like, I have to tip my hat to gals like that because they're the, like, I know it's IQ, I know there's intelligence, but there's something that's to be said for independent thought. And that's really what those, and execution. That's the rare combination. But everyone else, even your mom, very intelligent, but it's hard.
I always, we always talk about, or often talk about this when I get on here, so I don't want to do it again. But man, every day, it is worse and worse and worse and worse.
On the dating apps?
Yeah.
No.
Like a year ago, I'm already like, I'm sad that it's not 2019 anymore on these things. It really does get worse. The good old days of 2019, man. Like, it's just deteriorating.
Can I mention your romance, not the details, but the end result?
Yeah, it makes me look bad, but I suppose.
Did the romance work out?
It didn't work out, but man,
work out.
That was the ultimate like carrot and stick situation. Carrot and stick. It's just ridiculous. Just horrible.
And dude, the next project I'm working on, this will be the last project before Operation Evil starts. By the way, people, if I'm gone for a couple weeks and there isn't 3 fucking podcasts a week, there's a reason. But this meal I'm putting together is going to be brilliant. but after that, it's going to be addressing that exact same thing that you said right there. And it's just, you know what, man, go on your boat today, enjoy it. I got so much work. I'm going to enjoy my work. I'm going to get lost in my work. I'm not going to get angry over things I don't control. I'm going to have a good week. I'm going to really focus on having a good week. Things are going to be back to normal. And it's just enjoy the decline. I know enjoy the decline was about economics and politics, but man, you boys really got to train yourself to enjoy the decline without women. Because you see the Tommy Lauren thing?
I did. Did you ever do a response for that? Or
no, everybody was all over it. There's nothing else I have to say to it. Except, that quote unquote is a girl on our team. Remember how I said it's not the left that lets me down. Leftists are going to leftist. Parasites going to parasite. It's when you got people on the right that like act like that, where you just like, you give up all hosts. How the fuck? I'm a traditional conservative girl and I'm all rah America. You men suck. It's like, okay, bye. It is that bad as an economist. I have to recommend to you, man. You just not Virgin Tower incel, but man, MGTOW, holy cow, you absolutely should go ghost. Like, just like, here's my dating profile. I got another buddy. I can't mention who. It's so bad. This girl totally took him. He was telling me about the date. She totally took him for a free meal. Oh, failed to mention she had a kid, by the way, until they were on the date.
I've had that happen, and get up and leave. You get up and leave.
Well, he doesn't have the balls, and he's been so conditioned now. He was like, well, it's just nice to have a woman around. Like, it was good conversation. No, and I'm like,
nope.
Because he wanted to do this, like the first date, and he wanted to do the coffee and take things easy. Yeah. Just get to know each other. And she's like, oh, well, then there's no point in going out. And I know, because I know women like this in a certain type area of women, I can't say where, they're all about like, well, he better. It's called investment. I've been doing my research for Operation Evil. It's investment. They want investment on the first date. So a lot of these gals are like, no, we're not selling for coffee. No, we're not. We're going for dinner. We're doing for something. You better put a lot of he better in this.
I'd never tolerate that. Not even.
Right. Well, and it's like, and they'll give an excuse and a rationalization that shows investment and seriousness on the price. No. You want a free fucking meal. That's what it is. And that's what she got out of him. And he thought the dinner went great and everything was wonderful. Guess what happened 3 days after he texted her?
She either ghosted or said, hey, I wasn't feeling a connection, but you seem like a nice guy.
Ghosted. Crickets.
Ghosted?
Yep. And like, I don't know what happened. I'm like, when she said coffee was not enough, why go out? That was your cue. That was your clue. I said, how much time did he? Says like 2.5 hours on a date. Yep. So let's say 3 hours with commute. Lord knows how long he was talking to her. Gentlemen, 4 fucking hours of your life, 6 maybe, depending on how much, 6 hours of your life gone. You know what I could do in 6 hours?
Well, you could build a house in South Dakota.
I could put together about half a seminar on minimalism, on how to save more time and more money.
Did he say how much money how much did he pay on the date?
I think it was like $30. I think it was $30.
Okay, less than 40. Okay.
Not bad, but I was just kind of, you got to train these guys' eyes. Like that, I can see it. I can see it happening. I'm like, stop. They don't like, oh, I need the pussy. Like moths to a flame. They don't see it. Like, stop, you idiot. And that's a loss. It's a win for them. Win for Team Hypocrite. Win for Team Parasite. Where, like, guys, stop giving them fucking money and time. Stop it. 6 hours. Let's do some math, Chad. You're a financial guy. Prorate 6 hours on the average guys. What? No, do it him. This guy brings in about $80 an hour. Prorate that. Okay, how much? He spent $30 explicit cost. What was the opportunity cost?
So let's see. 6 hours $80 an hour. 6
$80
hours.
an hour.
Yeah, that's a whole $510.
$510.
Although, what was the 6 hour? You really think it lasted 6 hours? I mean, that's.
I'm saying 6 hours. He at least 3 of actual time spent going on the date.
Oh, I see.
And then fucking around with the phone. Okay, let's say it was an hour. Okay, so 4 hours at $80, 320 with $30 split. So $350. What can you get for $350?
Good Lord, you could buy a plane ticket somewhere. You could get a nice meal on your own. You
could get a nice something else. What could you get for $350?
Good Lord, you could get a TV. Those are probably more expensive.
I'll give you a hint. It lasts about an hour. For $350 for 1 hour, what can you get?
Oh, I see. Is this where you have a massage happy ending, or where you hire?
No. You just go to Vegas or wherever, and you get yourself a prostitute, a high-end prostitute for $350. So my buddy could have actually gotten fucking laid by a 9 or a 10 if he just did that.
Yeah, I honestly, the older I get, the more I'm really coming around to that line of thinking.
I used to think that, what they're called Johns, right? The girls are, I like to call them ladies of the evening because I think they're doing the Lord's work, frankly. I have because they're honest. So I hate using the word whore or even prostitute, but ladies of the evening, paramours, or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
The guys are called Johns. And I remember being, John, that. Now I'm like, nope, they're smarter. They know what the fuck they're doing. Like, I could totally understand now. Yep, I understand why that guy does not have the fucking time because he's got opportunity cost with that. Pay the fucking money and be done. I mean, the real dopes are the ones that get strung along like my buddy who has hope, where the girls dangle a little vagina. Free dinner. I'm just not feeling it. No, no.
With respect,
go ahead.
Opportunity cost. I just want to say something real quick about that. This is something that accountants really don't understand. Like, it's an economist term. I understand it, but this is something that accountants just don't get, because there's so many other things you can do besides wasting time and money on something. And that's that's why it feels worse when something like this doesn't work out at the end. Accounting
is just, you're basically a historian. You're recording financial transactions that actually have happened in the past. So it's backwards looking. Finance and economics, you can't predict the future, but you look into it and say, okay, I have $100. Do I spend it on this date and not get laid?
Yeah.
Or do I take my $100 and save it and not go on 2 more dates with the 2 other gals? And now I have $300. Now I can get laid, because it's subjective. It's value.
Yeah.
And not until the actual trend. Yeah. Accounting is just record keeping. That's all it is. Finance is like, what's the best use of my resources? Economics is really that.
Mhm.
But yeah, and guys, you got to think of your opportunity cost. Let me ask you this, because me and my buddy talked about this. Go back to since you hit puberty to today. How much time have you wasted on women? You're not married. You don't have a beautiful wife that you're in love with. How much? Think about not only the explicit financial costs, but how much time have you sunk into the pursuit of women?
Good God, man. I mean, do I count the
Years.
3-year, long-term
Yes,
relationship?
yes. I'm just thinking, like, how many years, literal years of your life, and tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 by this time, I don't know, have you spent pursuing women?
Good God, man.
I know.
I'm gonna say maybe a quarter of my life. I can't even put a dollar figure on
Right.
it. It's just,
It's high, right?
oh, it's high.
Now, what could you have done with that time?
Good God, I could have expanded the business, made a lot more money, gone on trips, hung out with friends more.
Right.
I mean, this is what I was texting you guys the other night. I don't label myself as this, and I probably won't ever, but I mean, those MGTOW guys have a point sometimes.
Back in the day, when it was used as an excuse because they couldn't get laid and they didn't want to hit the gym, I understood. Before that, it was ghost, and real men, they went their own way and they just did it. They did their own, they went.
Yeah.
To be a MGTOW, you have to go. You
Yeah.
really have to go.
Mhm.
And so a very legitimate criticism was men sent their own way.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, and I said virgin towel. But the philosophy is not wrong. And even what MGTOW's been a term for 10 years now, along with the rest of society, the quality and caliber of women has totally decayed, even worse than it was 10 years ago. And you can't look at this transaction, a modern day date, where and I don't know, I don't care how bad this sounds. What's the number one thing men want to do with women?
Well, they want to have sex with them.
Fuck. We want to fuck. That's the number one thing. Now, down the road, if you're nice, or maybe fall in love, but the number one thing men want to do with women is they want to fuck. We don't even get to that part. You get to where you go on a date. Should dating be fun? Shouldn't dating be fun? Like, hey, new person, tell me a little bit. Should that be fun on the concept of it?
Yeah, as an idea, but as far as practice, it's the worst.
Exactly. Like, hey, tell me you're kind of funny. It should be a good time. Let's go do that. No, it's a chore. It's a tax.
Yes.
It is taxing. When you come back from a first date, Chad, are you exhausted? Okay, let me ask this. Past 10 dates you've been on, what % were you exhilarated and what's the word I'm looking for? You were energized, you were spirited, versus where you're like, fuck, and you were tired and belabored and exhausted?
I'm going to say, if we're just going by people instead of, how many dates with the same person,
Right.
I'd say 90% of the time, I'm just like, you know what? That was a waste of time. I hope I never see or hear from this person ever again.
Right. If you had a hobby and 9 out of 10 times you went out there and it was a miserable experience, would you stop doing it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's.
Oh, this is why, like your buddy, I used to be like, yeah, let's go grab a drink. But now I don't do that because it leads to maybe a couple drinks and then you don't have anything to show for it. If any girl said to me, like, I'm not interested in just getting coffee, you have to take me out. I mean, I don't even reply. Well,
no, guys, you got to watch your time. That's all you got. I know a lot of you younger, you don't have money, but you do have time. And God almighty, you're not missing out, especially now. It's just, and I haven't even looked, but just hearing it and looking online and even adjusting for oh, come on, that's just Rich Cooper picking. And then you showed me the dating stuff online. I'm like, it's like swiping through different piles of manure. It's like, well, do I like this pile? Oh, it's a little sheeny. It's got a little glisten. That must be a fresh pile of manure. Let's go. Oh, that's dry. I see little bits of hay come. That must be horse manure. So I know, oh, that's diarrhea. It's like looking through Juan's pictures of people shitting in San Francisco. Oh,
You know
all
what?
right.
I haven't been sending you enough screen caps. I'll do that because you
Keep
got to
doing it.
see more of that stuff.
I gotta do some research on it too. So Rahul for 100 rupees. He says nothing. It's about $10, I think, or $5.
Scrolling up here.
What do you got after? I think I might have lost the.
Did you already do Resurrecting Man about Croatia?
No, I don't think so. No, I'm on Be Strong for $5. Go ahead. Let's start there then, or scroll up until. See if you can find Rahul.
I got him. Yep.
Okay, then let's do the ones after that so we don't miss any super chats.
All righty. The next one I have is Woo Lad for $2. Do you see that?
Don't have that one. Go ahead, read it. Let's get it.
$2. Woo Lad. Has coronavirus impacted your dating, Chad? Nice shirt. Well, thank you, Sierra Nevada.
Oh, Sierra Nevada. Yeah.
Free shirt from my favorite bar here. Okay, so Corona has impacted everyone's dating life. At least where I live, things didn't really start to open up a little bit until mid-June. But before that, and you heard about all this, there were all these coromances where people would just sit there on Zoom.
Who coined the term?
You did, I guess.
Thank you. No, I did. I remember coromance.
Coromance, yeah.
Coromance.
I've had several of my other friends had no choice but to do the same thing. And invariably, you don't get anything out of that. You just don't. Because then you meet and you've been talking to them for too long and you're just kind of like, all right, well, good getting to know you. See you around. And then that's that. So you get here's another one I've noticed. And I talked about some other people with this. You know how, I don't know if it's Rich Cooper, I think it's actually Rolo who often says this. The only time girls make rules is when they're dealing with, quote, betas or guys they don't really want to be with. They will break all their own rules if it's like an alpha Chad. We have seen that in practice, me and some other people. Like they'll be like, well, yeah, they're like, well, I'm a little bit worried about leaving and we have to stay 6 feet apart and I'm going to wear a mask. The second one of my Chad friends, tried to get with somebody who'd been saying that, oh yeah, she forgot about all those rules.
Yeah. I've been both the beta and the alpha, and the girls they'll beat a door to your path, or beat a path to your door.
Yeah, they will.
I mean, it's rare. I'm sure if I was 6 feet tall and better looking, it would, but you will not have to work for it. Absolutely not. And I'll say it's probably like maybe a handful of gals that did that. Maybe a dozen out of the literally hundreds of women would beat a path to my door. But the other gals are just not worth the pain and tooth pulling. Look, have them do the work or go pull teeth. And of all the hundreds of dates, the quote unquote you'd see as a success, weren't a waste of time. You shouldn't be pulling teeth. And get strapped in, get used to it, to being a very few percent of the gals that are going to go and beat a path to your door. But the rest of that time is just going to be wasted. If you have to pull teeth, forget it. It's not worth it. Just absolutely not worth it.
Well, I even had one or two that were essentially beating down a path for us to hang out in person. But what do you think the problem with them was?
They were Marxist leftists, or they were married. I don't know what.
Well, the Marxist leftist thing is a given here.
Okay, that's a given. They were overweight.
Yes. Or at least not skinny enough where I was willing to actually go meet them, because that would just be pointless now, wouldn't it?
Okay, let's remove fat chicks from the formula. Because I'm going to say this, ladies, not to the ladies that are regular tune-in listeners who already know the truth, but I'm going to tell this to the other ladies who happen to be doing it. If you're fat, you might as well not exist. There you go. I don't mean that in a live living life sense, but in the dating world, if you're fat, you might as well not exist. Okay.
I need to send you more screenshots. Like all these fat women.
I know. Be thin or go home.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you get the chubby chase. All right. But God almighty, I'm going to plug it again. That seminar I put together goes way more deep than just, where'd it go? Here it is. That seminar goes way more deep than just finances. It goes into resource management, life resource management. I guess I could have titled it that, but if you're having trouble losing weight, or you're having trouble giving up drugs or any kind of addiction, because that's what weight is. If you're having trouble losing weight before you die, you really need to lose the weight, male or female, because you are literally passing on the opportunity of what's the most important thing in life, and that's the love of another person, usually your spouse from the opposite sex. And as an economist, I was just like, look, I know our finances are very important, but there's some other things that are very important too in the realm of minimalism and resource management. And if you cannot eat less than you need, you're going to ruin this ultimately most important thing in life. So ladies, I'm not saying it because I hate you or I hate the fat womans or anything like that. I hate fat lippy womans with attitude. But if you're over fucking weight, girls, don't bother fucking dating. Don't show up. It's like STEM. If you don't want to go, if you're not going to go in STEM or the trades, don't bother going to college. And you're going to save yourself time, effort, energy, not to mention you're not going to piss away other people's time. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say several years ago, really just like 3 years ago, you would see fat women on there and it would be obvious they're fat, dating apps or whatever.
Right.
But they wouldn't show their body because they were trying to hide it. For me, I found
because they know. That's what pisses me off. They know men don't like it. Being big is beautiful. It's like fucking hypocrite.
Well, I was going to say, guess what it's like right now. Guess how it's changed.
Are they just showing their body?
Yeah.
And if you can't handle a big woman,
yeah,
blah, 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 blah. Really? Oh, you got to send.
No shame. Now
send it to me. Send them all to me.
I'm happy about that. At least I can ignore them and not even risk wasting time or money. But it's very apparent that they have zero fucks to give, and they're just kind of like, yeah, accept me. And
let me ask you this: have you asked a girl out in public? I know there's coronavirus and all that, but have you asked a girl out in public even before the virus, or is that kind of gone the way of the dinosaur?
In 2019, I did. I mean, I didn't do it January and February this year yet, where you could actually do it. Yeah,
right,
but
right.
No, not since last year. I haven't done anything like that.
When's the last? Okay, let me rephrase the question. What % of the asking outs you have done have been in person in the past 3 years?
3 years. Well, I was single for 2 of those years.
Okay, past 2 years.
Yeah, a handful, a few times.
Out of how many? Hundreds you've asked out online? Like if you ask out all the gals you've asked out online or in person, what's the pie chart look like? Give me the percentages.
Probably about 10%.
One in 10 was asked out in person.
I'd say 1 in 10, yeah.
Okay, all right. And you're a little bit older, so I'm wondering what's like for the younger men too. Out there. It's got guys, if you would help me out because I gotta do some research. Let me know what % of women you've asked out in the past, say 3 years. Let's do that. Past 3 years, what % of women on average have you asked out in person out of the total? That's what I want to know. I can look at that. Okay, cool. I don't want to give away what I'm working on. I like to keep things secret. So
is that what you were talking about it earlier. Never mind.
No, I have a very large, not very large. The final product's not going to be that much. It'll be sizable, but I have to do a lot of research because I'm going to be taking this might be my finest bit of economic work before I go to Operation Evil. But I got to do a lot of research on this one. So it's going to be a pain in the ass, but I do need data. And there's very little data out there for me to do this, but I'll tell you about it some other time. So I do want to keep it on.
If I can help, let me know because
I probably could. And that helps to know that the majority, and I am assuming that is the case for most people today, male and female, that it's all online. Now, it has to be because of this damn virus, but I'm kind of curious what few women we have. What % of men have asked you out in person versus online? Because I think everything has gone online. No one really asks people out in person anymore because I think it's starting to get into the American psyche that if a guy asks you out in person, like, you're at the grocery store, it's creepy.
That's already here. That has arrived.
Is that already there? Okay,
yeah.
So it is a social faux pas to ask someone out in public.
Yeah, they don't know how to deal with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
A great one. This is several years ago, maybe even 5 or 6 years ago. He was talking about how he was talking to this gal on campus, and she was literally shaking because he was talking to her in person. And it's
really?
Like, what world did you come from to be conditioned that a man talking to you in public, daytime, lots of people walking around, being charming and flirty, like what? A rape is imminent in about 2 minutes? Is he going to clobber you over the head? I mean, it's already, but now it's online, so there's that safe barrier. And I'm wondering if everyone's just rushing to that barrier now because of the safety it provides. And now anything outside of that barrier is now aberrant behavior. that someday might actually become illegal. Like, did you accost this young lady at the bar? Yeah, I did. I asked for her number. Well, we're gonna have to come with us. All right, what else we got?
Let's see. Something scrolled off here, so I gotta go back up. Okay, we did that. Did you do Be Strong for $5?
$5. Here we go.
Do you think that the coronavirus was most likely made in a lab, just a natural virus, or from a bat or bad meat market in China? Have you heard anything about that?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I also heard that we had some alien tech, and I go online to look for it. I can't find it. So I don't believe the news media at all. I don't believe conspiracy theories at all. I think it's just a virus. Because if it was a lab, this is the world's shittiest weapon, virus weapon or weapon virus that was ever designed, because it doesn't kill anybody. So I don't think it was a chemical lab. Maybe it made the jump from bats to, I don't care. It really is just a bad flu. I'm looking at the death rates and everything, because every once in a while I'll pull the data and everyone's like, oh, the worst amount of deaths in a month. And then like you look, there's 2.8 million deaths in the United States every year. This is going to add roughly 200,000 to that. You know, so a 10% increase in the amount of deaths anyway, that's a bad flu. I really, you know, maybe it's not the flu, but no, I think it's just we had a bad flu. That's all it is. So I think it's very natural.
Yeah. Let's see who's next. David Little for $1.99. Tommy, whatever her name is, got pumped and dumped by a Giga Chad. Yeah, I mean, just by looking at her and listening to her, you know that happened. There's no doubt.
See, I try to avoid it because I just didn't want to deal with her. But I didn't know this was 4 months after her and her fiance broke it up.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that closely timed, because what's his name? Rollo was like, oh yeah, she's approaching the epiphany stage. I'm like, okay, Rollo, whatever. You know, I was like, I'm going to disagree with Rollo on this one. I'm like, she's a 10. She's got everybody hitting on her. I guarantee you she's not. And then all of a sudden I think it was Rich or somebody else said, yeah, 4 months later, now she's doing, I'm like, oh my God, it is that. Because I bet you she thought she could do better. She broke off the engagement, and now she's pissed off that all these guys like are dating are like, what's she going at? She got to be going. Did you see her fiance?
Yes.
Dude, I'd fuck him. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. He was a tall, good-looking dude. He made a lot of money. I guess he's running for office now. She had it's so sad, but it's the meme where like Superman has Lois Lane in her arms as she's like swooning, and she's saying, I think I can do better than this. And that's what she has, like, how, and guarantee you she went back into the dating market. A bunch of guys like, well, yeah, I'll go out with you, but they're not going to like commit, or they just didn't meet her insane standards. And now she's pissed off that her Prince in Shining armor that had slightly higher quality platinum armor than the previous 10 she was engaged to didn't show up and whisk her off her feet. So yeah, that was totally what it was. And I'm just wondering like David said, what Giga Chad came in and left her. I gotta wonder.
You know what I found interesting about her? I had never paid attention to her at all until this past week when that video came out and people were talking about it. Did you know that she had some serious work done on her face? Like, have you seen the before picture?
No.
It ain't good.
Well, what's the before picture? Was she ugly before?
Not ugly, but certainly not, this beauty object she is now, because she had this nose job. She looked like an ordinary chick before she had this surgery. That's why I'm finding what she did. For me, it doesn't compute, because you haven't been beautiful your whole life, and it's only
doesn't matter. I will tell you. Let me tell you the story. I can mention. I won't even mention. Why mention her name? Let's just call her my standard Amy. We always go with Amy and Frank. We always have Amy. Everyone in my world's called Amy and Frank. I was in the 7th grade, and there Amy was sitting next to me. She had Coke bottle glasses and short dark brunette hair and freckles. and you want to give her a second look. But then I'm sitting there looking at her. I'm like, her brown eyes are really pretty. Those are nice brown eyes. And then I start liking her freckles. I'm like, she started growing on me a little bit and looking. And not that I was like falling in love or anything, but if you could look past the Coke bottle and just kind of the boring drab appearance, you could see a very cute girl underneath all that. She just didn't do herself up at all. And I'm like, oh, Amy's really cute. So I remember, now Amy was nothing to look at that time. And so I remember asking her, I don't know, to a dance or asking her out to go to the movies or whatever. And otherwise, she was also very quiet, very reserved, almost nerdy. And she's like, no, like she was insulted. I asked, it was pretty harsh. I'm like, ow. You're supposed to be the nice, nerdy girl. What? No one's asking you out. Why? Jesus. So then guess what? So 7th grade ends. You got summer. Guess what happens on 8th grade?
So she ditches the glasses, starts, filling out a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more of it. She was never big up top, but she came back looking like a stunner. And she was a very pretty young girl. Yeah. And I was like, damn. And then she started dating the popular guys. I'm like, but that was mine. I was on that before she went pop, man. What the heck? And I forgot where we were going. That's what I was going to say. It doesn't take much for them. If they're beautiful just for a little bit to leave. The Russian ballet dancer I dated, she, how do I want to put this? She was a mail order bride for a guy in the United States. And when she got here, he beat the shit out of her. And everybody likes rough sex, but not to the point where she didn't want to have sex anymore. Anyway, so she met me. She really liked me. Things were going great. But then she became Americanized. And all of a sudden she started not returning my calls as much. She'd cancel on dates. Beforehand, she was all about me. I was thinking like, maybe this might be the one. But then sure enough, she was out with her girlfriends and I'd, go out dancing. I'd see her out dancing with her girlfriends. She wouldn't even say hi to me after a while. This is after we were hot and heavy for about a month. And okay, that's the way that one went. Dude, they will change. Once they get good looking, they will change. They won't remain that quiet, nerdy girl who remembered her fat past, except for, again, the Mexican, I'd say colleague of mine who remembers it and knows, has the intellectual. But Tommy Lauren getting a nose job. I don't care how fat and how deprived of a background she came. Once they're good looking, they will go up to that attitude and level. That is what will happen.
It's hard for them to maintain any sense of humility the way things are right now.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah.
That's a good one. $14.99.
Yeah, thanks, Dane.
So I've noticed in my travels right now, 30-plus-year-old chicks are taking care of themselves. I see these 21-year-olds that are fat. What the fuck is going on? I don't always see that. I don't always see that.
I'm just, it could be where I live because Wisconsin is not known for their svelte, slender women. I haven't seen 30-year-old women keeping themselves in shape. I know the 21-year-olds are basically rebelling against the patriarchy by basically desecrating and destroying and mutilating their own bodies, getting fat, dyeing their hair a certain color, ear gauges, whatever. I don't care. It's not going to hurt me. But yeah, I think the 21-year-olds have been so brainwashed and inculcated in this indoctrination. They really, I hate to be going, but it keeps getting worse and worse. And like you said, it's, you wish it was 2019, the acceleration. I would never say women hate men, but I think there's going to be a generation coming up pretty soon where the women do hate the men. I mean, brainwashed to not like men, brainwashed to not need men. Some women, obviously, you're everyone. There's always a group of some kind of people and other groups of people. Yes, there's some genuine misandrists within female groups, but I would never say that doesn't make any sense. People would have the intellect and the independent, like, you don't hate men. I don't go up, I hate women. Oh, you have a vagina, I hate you. Or you have this guy, I hate you. That's so stupid. It doesn't make sense. But now, looking at what I think the day is coming. I'm going to have to say, most women under this age or of this generation do hate men because they've been brainwashed. Not competitive against, not adversarial towards, not not like, but want to use no, they really hate men. And so I see that with a lot of, what's the worst thing you could do to give men the finger? Mutilate your body. Take away the one thing men want. That's female beauty. And they've done a spectacular job of doing that. But I don't see 30-year-old women getting in shape. I would have noticed them.
So somebody has a pretty good comment here in the chat.
Okay.
WS1835. And I felt this way too. He says, women can simply be lazy nowadays and not suffer a penalty. He's right. They can be fat. They can not have a real job, but they're still going to attract interest from men. And to me, that's really sad.
I know there's that simp vote out there. Can we call it the simp vote? It's electoral year. The simp vote. I know they'll go. I mean, any port in a storm. I've never been that guy. I guess they'll keep them diluted. Let's keep it also. Men don't have to work either. Men can mail it in too. Trump bucks and everything. I mean, no one really has to. Look, the government's taking care of everything, and we don't need each other. The porn industry has taken care of men. The internet and the porn industry have taken care of men's sexual needs. The government has taken care of women's financial needs. We don't need each other anymore.
Nope.
So I guess, okay, call it a day, mail it in. Space Ghost? Space Ghost. Space Ghost?
Pop's still on YouTube, right?
Yep, he's on BitChute. We did a video. I got to promote the video, but I've been just busy with all this other shit.
Ben Jones for $5. Women, he must have good conversation skills. Also women. I'll respond to his messages with one-word responses. And he says, run if she does this. I don't even care. If they do that, within 2 messages, I just move on immediately. They're just... Yeah.
I think for young men or all men out there, I guess it's not young, any men that are dating, is you really got to lower your expectations.
Yeah.
Because you're going to burn yourself out more. It's like having a problem. Like, let's say, I'll give a perfect example. What did all my worrying do for me when I had my cancer scare?
Couldn't have helped you. You were pretty worried. I remember.
Did nothing. It did nothing but make it worse. It was going to be what it was going to be, and I should have had more of a stronger mind to calm myself down. Now, thankfully, it ended up being nothing, but all that worry was nothing. Your expectations and hope is the same thing as worry on a philosophical, psychological level. It is still calories of energy you're expending and taxing your brain at getting excited about something that is just not going to happen. If you are, unless really, this is the new rule. This really should be the new rule. If I could contribute, if I could be Rololian or Cooperian in my philosophy, here's the rule, guys. Unless she's beating a path to your door, stop wasting your time.
Yeah.
Because not only are you wasting your time, you're wasting your energy and concern and care and resources on something that is not going to happen. One word responses, that's pulling teeth.
Yeah.
Right. If you're not going to, I'm not going to do coffee unless that's a money grubber. Because how many dates do you wish you could have not gone back? Or if you could go back in the Wayback Machine and stop yourself, what % of your dates would you have stopped yourself from going on?
You say easily 3 out of 4, 75%.
Yeah. Right.
Have you ever heard of the term breadcrumbing before?
No, but I'm kind of picturing what it might mean.
It basically means, now I know better than to deal with this crap, but some others may not. And this was through experience. Breadcrumbing is where, the chick you're talking to just kind of gives you just enough to try to keep you hooked, so she can get attention, give you that hope that you'll get together. Right. But it never actually happens. Like, you never actually can set a date with her, or, it's just impossible. I've been hearing that that's a lot worse these days, especially with the virus. They're just leaving you on just enough so they can waste your time and get validation.
Right. And that's leading men on.
Oh, yeah.
And again, it wasn't more than 10 years ago that I was not, women would be so petty. Man. Well, but I was going to say 10 years ago, to show you how idealistic and dumb I was, women wouldn't do that. That's stupid. Why would women can't want something as shallow and petty as attention? Oh no, they do. They want the attention.
Yes.
And they don't, the irony, the sadness, like you would think there'd be a market value, like you'd have to have a certain sexual market value so that women would want your attention. But I guess women will get by on what they view as junk food. They'll never date you. They'll never commit to a date, but they'll take your attention. I've never understood that. Like, are you that bored? Why don't you go watch a Hallmark movie? Why don't you go play with a sex toy? Why don't you go for a walk? Why don't you paint? Why don't you do anything but lead a guy on that you don't want to go out with? What is that a good fix? Is that what you had? I'm sure somewhere in the deep recesses of the female mind, that's what they want on some level. But guys, yeah, you got to stop. Our time is the most precious thing we have, and you cannot be breadcrumbing, being led on.
Yeah.
As Ben says, one word responses. Oh God, no. You get that, right? The one word responses.
Absolutely. And you know, years ago, I would try to coax them into a conversation. Now I give them one chance. I'll ask a follow-up question. And if I get another one-word answer, she doesn't follow up with a question, moving on. That's it.
Yep. And it's not that they're not capable of conversation. Women are capable of conversation. They just, I don't know why. I don't care. Don't have the energy. Heck, back in the days. Yeah.
You're saying somebody else had a good comment here in the chat. John Kevin says what they do is you're basically bench warming after all of the other options are gone, because they have so many options on these things, but you know, they try to keep a few around. And I mean,
just time, so much better things to do with your time.
Yeah.
So much better things.
Very much.
Yeah.
Start a business.
Oh, hey, Darkman Jeff's in the house.
Hey, Jeff, Darkman Jeff. $4.99. The older I get, the less interest I have in dating. Seems like a losing proposition a lot of the time. Entertain this woman for what? He's right. He's right. And there's other strategies where you don't have to be caught in that, but mostly it's about, like Roosh said it really good one time, we're clowns to try to entertain these women.
No, let me ask you this. This would be funny. You know, men lose their testosterone as they get older.
Yeah.
Do you think that's, and therefore we have less interest? Like Jeff, he's like, I don't have time. I don't have patience. Do you think that's men lose their testosterone naturally as they get older, or it's just plain beating the fuck out of us where you're like, fuck, like my old man or any of the old guys I know, like if their wives were to die or, you know, something were to go away or whatever, these guys like, nope, never going to date again. Never. Like I'm kind of, you know, is it the cart before the horse or the egg or the chicken? I'm wondering, like, if you get old enough, you date women or you're married long enough, you're like, oh, fuck this shit. It's like, no, I don't want to.
Well, this is one of your old blog articles, I think. Like it's like a battery. It just runs dry,
runs out,
dry. And then you're just like, that's it.
Or, you know, here we don't need a medical study. Do you know why guys have erectile dysfunction?
Because their wives are so fat.
So wives got fat. Try that. No, let's take drugs, put it in our system. Guarantee you grab me a hot 25-year-old gal, got her act together, all in shape, like, hi. She just tussles his hair low. Guarantee his soldier will stand up and salute. Oh, yeah, erectile dysfunction. I mean, I'm sure there's some legitimate cases of it, like, oh, yeah, whatever. But I'm like, let's try Dr. Clary's hot 25-year-old redhead with big tits treatment. Let's see if that cures your ED. Oh.
Where we got next?
Oh no, our buddy Atham's in the house.
Atham. So the next one I have is Robert Flores for $5.
Okay, keep going. I don't have that one. So
he says 2 words in airliner travel: the dry, dissociated husk of a female flight attendant in coach class. First class gets smiling, in shape young females.
Oh yeah. Okay.
To me, all flight attendants aren't that good looking these days, but
it depends. Iceland Air only hires good looking women and male pilots. They're all good looking.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why that is, because you think them being generally Scandinavian, they do a bunch of pussies, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're bored on their island. So there's that. And then I know the Arab and Asian airlines. You have to be very attractive, because I was on, I can't say how, but I was on a Middle Eastern chartered flight. And the flight attendants were drop dead gorgeous. And it was hilarious because they had like the little, because they're Muslim, they got to keep their faces covered, but it's the thinnest, most see us through. Like you could obviously, they're just hot. They're just driving, like they had blue eyes. I'm like, dude, you ain't from Yemen. Okay, you're not from Oman. there's some British guy back in your family lineage must have made a deposit in one of your grandmother's bank accounts, and out you came, and you're gorgeous, but you're like, yeah, all right, we are all the same. Oh, you could tell us what you believe up in the sky, but don't tell, we're all the same. So yeah, there's a couple places, more traditional cultures where there's good, but yeah, Americans.
Nope.
Though, in defense of them, you know who has pretty good looking stewardesses?
It can't be a legacy domestic carrier.
Spirit
Southwest.
Airlines.
Oh,
Spirit. And you know why, I think?
Because they can't get jobs anywhere else.
I think the young gals, they really want to get in, and they got the hustle, and it's like everyone wants to work for Delta. Okay, fine.
Delta.
But a lot of the younger gals, their first job entry would be like, oh, you got to go with like a low end one in Spirit. So you get some very good look. I think in all fairness, I think their uniforms are very sharp. I think the flight attendants, those gals have very sharp uniforms, and there's some good looking gals that work at Spirit. So
you're actually you're on the mark with this, because when I go to the Pacific Northwest, sometimes I have to take a little puddle jumper.
Yeah.
To go from Seattle to Portland. Invariably, it's called Horizon Air. It's kind of under the Alaska Airlines umbrella,
right,
which is what I fly out there. There are a lot of good-looking chicks on these smaller, puddle jumpers. And then I do notice when you get to the big airline, they're not so good-looking anymore. So you may be onto something about that.
It's the exact same way?
I can't remember. What? National
Park Rangers.
Really?
If you go to like a shitty national park, like anything east of the Mississippi, or national anywhere you get like even Border Patrol. If you go to a crappy one, that's where the beginners start out. So these young, hot, in-shape chicks who shoot guns are there, and and you're like, wow, hey, all right. Then you go to like Canyonlands, the Grand Canyon, Badlands, Glacier. One of the Yellowstone. You get the old baby boomer grandma who thinks it's cool to dye her hair blue. And they're pissed off and they're angry. But yeah, there's a hierarchy. The fancier the park, Glacier, you got to have your seniority. But then with seniority comes ugliness. And you're like, oh, hey, why don't you go drive a Corvette, Grandpa? Drive it real slow, by the way, too. All right, next one.
Where are we at next? Okay. Do you have Dave YD128?
Nope. Gotta keep. I got Scott Ludke is next, so keep on going.
Okay. $5. Took a drive to Mankato. It was college move-in. Oh, he took a drive to Mankato. It was college move-in weekend. The amount of chicks with multicolored hair, tattoos was disgusting. Is that near you, Mankato?
Yeah, Mankato is south of town. It's southwest of where I live. That is when I used to live in the WBL, that would be the quickest way to go out to South Dakota. You shoot down 169. Used to teach dance class in Mankato a lot. But there's a college there, like a U of M branch campus. It's not anything. Most colleges are shit, but if you couldn't get into like the U of M in Minneapolis, St. Paul, you go to the shit school out there, or St. Cloud.
The Mankato.
yeah. They're all the same shit. It's not worthwhile.
So the next one's actually Atham. You don't see that one?
No, dude, we must have gone through. Yeah, keep going through them because I'm still on Scott Ludke.
Well, for $5, Atham says either you leave her while you're still the exciting alpha, or you stay with her long enough to become the boring beta. Cheers.
Yep, I could see that.
Yeah, I could too.
But after a while, man, you just you become Better Bachelor. By the way, check out his website on YouTube, betterbachelor.com. But I just see where you throw in the towel. Yeah, especially at this game, at this stage, I just, because I'm kind of curious. Atham might have his trysts here and there. I guarantee you, Atham, TJ, they're just gonna like smoke their pipes and just like it's gonna be it's not a decade or a quarter century. What's a half a century called?
I don't think there's a term for it.
Maybe there's not. Okay, but it's going to be the half a century of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette by default, of course. But I do not see men chasing, dating, let alone getting committed. That's not going to be an issue for most men. Dude, you can't even get out of the gates to get a date where you get a second date, I don't see that even being a problem anymore. Dude, you think marriage rates have plummeted now? Or birthing rates have plummeted out? Wait, you give it another 10 years. I can't wait to see Gen Z when it starts coming time for them to have kids again. It is not going to happen. It is not going to happen.
I mean, you've heard me talk about this, so I feel bad continually bringing it up. But man, there are going to be so many women that are just simple cat ladies because they got too fat and no one's going to wife them up. They're leftover women.
I think they've been conditioned. They don't want men. I'm honest. I'm sincere. Like, especially going into forward, it will be the half a century of the bachelor and half a century of the spinster.
Yeah.
Or the confirmed bachelor and the spinster. But yeah, don't mistake. Don't think that it's because they wanted to get married. I think that's only a genetic carryover nowadays. I think their hardwired programming has been so successfully rewired, or at least a program put on top of it, that is their operating system. I think most women don't want to get married. And if they are going to get married, it has to be to a super alpha Chad. I mean, obviously a way better Chad than you. Yeah, I mean, we're not talking regular lousy CPA with only a high income and good assets. You're not Chad enough, Chad. You need to be $250,000 a year, Chad.
Right. I should have just lived at home, parents' basement, worked as a bartender part-time.
Chad, you know what? Do you mind if I give you some genuine criticism? It's constructive, but it might hurt a little bit. But it's a flaw you have that I don't think. But you do need to change it.
Probably that I'm too nice, but go ahead.
No, this is worse than that. I don't know if I even want to say this on the internet, frankly. It's a gaping flaw you got. I don't know if I'll just come out right and say it. You're not 6 feet tall, Chad. And if you'd work harder at it and not be so lazy in this one capacity, I mean, you work so hard in being a CPA and getting your finances together, running and working out. But Jesus Christ, man, can't you get it up to 6 feet? I mean,
well, I can always get those leg extensions like they did on Gattaca, but I'm not willing to do that.
You know what, Chad, dude, you know what you got to do? Okay, you got to do this. Go online and order some platform shoes like Prince, and then change your profile to 6 feet tall and be 6 feet tall. You're going to look a little weird with really long legs and kind of a short torso, but I'm wondering what would happen. Like because you have enough data from your dating past. What if we turned you into 6 feet tall?
Well, I think options would expand a little bit, at least in my area, you know.
Well, anyway, I hated to embarrass you in front of everybody and criticize you like that, but you really need to get 6 feet tall, Chad. Okay.
Well, you know, I'm going to just do my best to make that happen. Maybe I'll get lucky. No, you're absolutely right. I saw like, you're right. It's insane. You have these 5'1" women. They're like, he has to be 6 feet tall. And I'm just like, even tall dudes don't like girls that small. Let's see. Where are we at next? So now we're up to where you are.
All right, Scott Lukey. Here we go.
$4.99. Chad, how do you think the first stimulus check and possibly the second stimulus check will affect people filing 2020 taxes, possibly no tax refunds? Those stimulus checks are not considered taxable income. You don't have to report those. No.
Oh.
No. So your question is, he's saying possibly no tax refunds. No. It won't have any impact on how things were going to be in terms of how you file. And there is going to be a second stimulus check, apparently. So
yeah. Guess what? Yeah. I'm not going to get it.
Me neither.
Yeah. How about that?
Well, what's
Chad,
funny,
if only we made more money and we're 6 feet tall, then we could get the girls.
I might have told you this before, but I always thought it was hilarious when people would be like, oh, I got my stimulus, you know, or they'd answer the question, I got my stimulus. All that tells me is that you make less than $75,000 a year in AGI.
Right.
So you shouldn't tell people that. All right. Fred Friedman Sowell, $10. Thank you. About 20% in the last 3 years. This includes one-night stands. Getting back to Chicago last night, 3 times as long as usual from the burbs. I get dates in Chicago, but girls bad debt, overweight, or liberal burbs better. No, they're not. They're not any better. They're not.
I'll tell you now, this is going back quite a ways. My experience while I was living in Chicago, the gals from the South Side that would come up and dance. Admittedly, ballroom dancing was a filter, so a higher quality person is going to expend the time to learn how to dance. I did the one black gal I dated. I had a date, and there were other black gals. They were very classy, and I think probably because they were coming from poor poverty backgrounds. I remember dropping the gal off south of Comiskey Park. It wasn't the greatest neighborhood, but the girls from Winnetka that have had the world shoved up their ass and they think they're brilliant. Dude, give me a humble black chick who's a Democrat and actually grew up in poverty over a rich, privileged white girl who majored in some Marxist studies and hates white people. I'll take the black gal because she actually was poor and might listen to reason. Or now, unfortunately, I'm not particularly attracted to black women, but no, the burbs are, I would even say worse. I think the burbs would be worse because they do have some privilege there, I guess.
If somebody says that they live in the burbs, like I'll meet them in person in the city. This is outside of dating apps. End of story. It's too hard to make something like that work here.
Well, it is. I just remember my dating experiences in the Twin Cities, and it could just be the Twin Cities, but the gals were elitist quantahas. They're just snobs. And,
Like
some of them, still like a holdover, like, oh, you have to wear this type of clothes. Like, bitch, I'm 18. We're 19 years old. High school's over. And they'd come in, dad would buy them. I remember this is like when SUVs were starting to come out and girls that have like brand new Ford Explorer. Like, dude, look at that. Oh my God. I remember a gal picking me up in a Toyota Celica one time. Like she's like 18 years old, had a brand new Toyota Celica, which was a fancy sports car back in the day. Maybe it was the Supra. No, it was the Celica. It was the Celica. Give me a humble gal from humble beginnings anytime. At least the conversation will be a little bit better.
You're going to be entertained this week, so I'm going to be sending you some fun screenshots.
Good.
Regarding this. All right, who next? Big Vis 497 for $5. More annoying to talk to, a rank leftist or conspiracy theorist who think everything is fake?
Oh.
I'm more entertained by conspiracy theory stuff.
True. At least, I think that's the point there, because at least it's new. It's new material. Leftist, you can finish the sentences for you. Let me guess, your solution is more of other people's money because traits. I mean, that's every leftist. So at least it could say, what did Alex Jones say this time about the earth being flat? Oh, tell me more.
M2PG4 for $1.99. 0%. I'm afraid to come up to them and be accused. You know what? You can't really do it that well anymore because they will be like, freak or. Ugh.
Yeah, I got a lot of studying ahead of me to do, and I'm not looking forward to it.
The Josh for $5.
It's not a Josh, it is the Josh.
The Josh.
Maybe it goes to the Carlson School of Management.
Surely he joshes us. I've noticed since the apps have taken over that women do not like commitment, fear of missing out. I think that's true until they get into their late 30s at the earliest, and maybe they've already crossed 40. Then they are ready to stop having fun.
I don't think so, man. I really think the conditioning, it's like the Truman Show. I think they're fully encapsulated. They don't know what's out there. I really think it's that complete and tight. I don't see. Are you old enough to remember when a girl might have flirted with you a little bit and it kind of like blindsided you? You didn't expect it coming.
Well, I have to go back some years, but yes,
Yeah. I don't even think that happens anymore. I think the gals and the conditioning after school is so thorough with rah-rah feminism and the media and corporations. Plus, let's also think about it financially. These gals are on the hook for $100,000 in student loans, so they got to work, and they've invested all their youth in this career, so they got the horse blinders on. They don't. I don't think at the age of 35 or 40 they wake up. I really don't think so. I think we're going to see a very interesting sociological phenomenon, especially with these millennials. What's going to happen? Gen Zers even more so. I can't wait to see what happens. But no, I think women are. We could generalize young women, anyone under 40. Women are brainwashed to not need men. I think that's been fully brainwashed out of their, oh, sure, they may say they want it, but it's going to be real interesting to see what actually transpires in terms of real life behaviors, decisions, and actions. Oh, they may say it, but watching behavior and actions, I think you're going to see women men will never be on the forefront of their mind. I don't believe so.
Yeah. I hate to be so cynical, but I swear to you, man, as every day goes on, this just gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
So Goth Rocker 7.
That's a new one. New guy, gal, maybe.
Goth Rocker.
Never heard him before.
Or her. This was a dude. At the store, this girl was an 8. I said, nice nails, nice color. She said to me, what are you trying to hit on me? You think I did my nails for you? Wow, that's particularly.
I know. See, goodness. And I know it's anecdotal. I know this. Not all women are like that. Well, where the fuck are the stories where, like, dude, bro, I went to this gal and I said, hey, you got pretty eyes. And she said, really? And she blushed and we went on a date and it was great. Where are those stories? Like, everyone says, oh, you're biased and you're black pilled. And okay, give me some good stories. Where's the good fucking news? Because one thing, and here's another bit of advice for the young men out there. I know this is the older brother podcast. You can't deny your own life experiences, especially as you get older. Now, when you're young and nerdy and stupid, maybe you had bad breath or you were fat or whatever. But okay, trust me, I'm 45. I went through a lot of stuff, asked out thousands of gals. In the end, you got to say, wait a minute. I have some ample, longitudinal data here. I got to start drawing some conclusions. And it's not been good. Oh, there were some bright spots. There's some very great gals in there, no doubt about it. But the vast majority of it was shit. This isn't bullshit. This isn't bias. This isn't us trying to be emo-y and dark and, oh, screw the He-Man Woman Haters Club. This is responding to empirical shit that's happening in the real world and saying, whoa, I got to change my strategy. And it's shit like that. Where's the counter to this? Seriously, guys, give me something that's happened in the past year that was good. I guarantee we're going to have nothing. This guy went up to a gal, said, nice nails, nice color. Do you think I did my nails for you? There's the conditioning. There's the Truman Show. The women are caught in the Truman Show. Every guy out there is out there. Like, they're patriarchy. The guy said, nice. Jesus Christ. It's like Amy shooting me down in the 7th grade again.
This is why I'm not even caring that much about ghosting. It's like, at least I don't have to listen to your stupid shit or get a lame text.
I know for women, it's sacrilege to think this, but when men hear this, and we got 262 people listening right now, invariably about 2,000 to 3,000 people are going to listen to this. They're going to tell this story. It's going to get around. What do you think that does to the morale and the incentive for men to go and ask you girls out? That where this story of badness goes unanswered. There's no story like, yeah, this girl was really nice today. And all these bitches are whining and complaining like men aren't asking to say, like Tommy Lauren, men are. Well, Jesus Christ, make it welcoming. Hey, I went to, like, if you went to Vegas all the time and you kept getting stung by scorpions, and I said on the 8th time, Chad, you want to come to Vegas? You probably say no, right? Because you keep getting stung by scorpions. Your hospital bills are building up, they're racking up. Like, fuck it. You don't want to, give some guys some hope. But Jesus Christ, was he a nice guy, Chad?
Well, I'll just say this. The only way I've found that you can help yourself out by doing this is if you're getting more and more and more of that, just stop for a little while. Let yourself actually enjoy life.
I know I got to the point when I was about 17 to just rejection would roll off my back. But nowadays you look at, like revisiting the idea, well, what if I had to ask out a girl again? You run that the scenario through your mind. Fuck, that's tiring. You're just like, shit.
It is.
You have to go find one. You gotta. You read Rush's books. You're like, man, that's exasperating. Just reading about it. Oh, goth rocker again.
Goth rocker. Also, my friend had the police called on him for asking a girl out. No joke. You cannot ask girls out in public. It's tough.
Really? He must have asked her out bad. Okay. All right.
Obviously you have to be somewhat smooth about it, but there are women who can't deal with just being spoken to.
Well, what about the guys who can't ask out girls smoothly? I mean, I've never been Cary Grant 100% of the time. I'm sure you've had some pretty poor deliveries there, Chad.
Black pill Ned Stark for $5. Ladies will have orbiters. Many women think they are the sun. Better to lease than buy. That's true. Even unattractive women who are overweight have, now they're very low quality, but they have men that are catering to them.
Let's see if you can get a lease. If it's all dark. I got some good news though. We'll get to some good news.
Can't wait. M2 PG4 again for $4.99. Great testosterone observation. My grandpa was in his 70s and was playing around at that age. I strongly believe if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
Testosterone? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some truth in that.
You know what? Let's go take, I guarantee you we do a study. We grab a bunch of guys who could be 60 or 70. We adjust for age. If they got hot wives or fat wives. And we take the testosterone level of the guys with hot wives and we measure it. I guarantee you that group will be higher than it will the guys with the fat wives. You know, they make it sound like this is complex science. All right. Noah,
I haven't seen you yet. $5. I get laid, but I'm done with dating. My friends settled for cows and say I'm, quote, shallow when I want a girl who just isn't fat and has no pee. It's like he took it out of my mouth, man. That he said exactly.
What, you guys are getting shamed for dating chicks you might actually be physically attracted to by your men colleagues?
We're not real men since we can't handle women that large.
But do women say that or your male buddies saying that?
You know what? I do have a few friends, family dudes who are being a little annoying about that because their wives certainly aren't attractive and they never were. It's really sad.
I'm good. Fuck the septic tank. I'm going to take all the proceeds. I'm going to find myself a small little apartment in the middle of Slovenia. I'm going to sit and they'll say, oh, that's the hermit American. Don't bother him. He's like a troll. He's very angry. And then some brilliant economist in Slovenia will come up and I will teach him the ways. And then there'll be a movie made after me in 2100.
Oh. Who next? Joe Jones, $4.99. What are these major cities going to do now that their taxpayers have relocated in droves? So you've been hearing about New York City in the news.
Right. Tell me about New York City. What happening in New York City? Because I got one about San Diego or San Francisco.
Ooh. Well, this was last week, but apparently I think it was the mayor of New York City. Is that de Blasio, whatever his name is? He was basically begging the rich New Yorkers to come back into the city because they're losing the tax revenue. And he was saying stupid shit like, I'll buy you drinks, I'll make dinner, come back.
Really?
Yeah.
How did they not figure this out? What did they think was like? They kept punching a bear, and the bear was hibernating. Then it woke up, and then the bear's mauling him. And now what did they think this was going to go?
I don't know, but you've sent me articles about this, and I've even sent you articles about this. Illinois every year is top of the charts in terms of lost population each year.
I don't know where liberal people thought their voting, but above all else, their brainwashing of two full generation of millennial and Gen Z dipshits who are now burning down their buildings and their neighborhoods in liberal towns and leftist towns. Because all these liberal, let's be honest, Chad, does the Gold Coast vote Republican?
God, no.
Does any part of Chicago vote Republican? Like if we look at the map, is it like a little enclave of red or is it all blue?
Just the group that you've hung out with, and we occasionally get to O'Shaughnessy.
Okay, so no, it's a sea of blue. So it doesn't matter if you're in the south side of Chicago or you're in the north side of Chicago. Anyway, everyone votes Democrat. So all these liberal, leftist, rich assholes who come out of the John Hancock Tower and go shopping on the Miracle Mile, they're shocked. Oh my God, people are rioting and looting the Miracle Mile. Oh, what did you fucking idiots think would happen when you spoiled these people rotten? Said nothing's their fault. Said they're oppressed and the people are out to get them. What do you think? And we're not talking race because the majority of Black Lives Matter people are white, by the way. All these fucking social justice warriors, you could do anything. You're brave. You're amazing. You're a fucking retard. You went to DePaul for some worthless degree. What did you think was going to happen? when they didn't have jobs and what you promised them never materialized and they're in debt. What the fuck did you think was going to happen? And here you got Cuomo or de Blasio, whatever fucking Italian dipshit runs that city because they sucked their own dad's dick back in the day. Then they're like, you treat people like shit, you tax them like shit, and you don't do the basic shit of protecting their fucking property, and they leave. And now you're so stupid, so dumb, you don't realize what's going to happen. I mean, God almighty. I implore, I beg people who are on the left, your regular blue-collar Democrats who have some common sense, namely the people who got their shit burned down in whatever city it may have been. Can you get your head out of your asses and maybe vote Republican this time? Can you realize that telling people everything is not their fault and you don't hold them up to responsibility and you blame it on what? White people, Jews, males, whatever. The white male Jew, whatever you want to blame it on. Can you see where people might riot and protest? Or leave? Or just leave? You can't protect their fucking shit. You're not going to keep people safe. I guarantee you they're good. They just reelected Omar. Or she got the nomination. She got the nomination, I should say. I bet you Fry will get reelected. The Minneapolis mayor. I bet you the Golem, he's going to get reelected.
I have a quick funny Portland story for you.
Go ahead. I love Portland stories.
The big thing, and this is the last 2 times I've been there, one of the big thing that it's like openly being discussed, and I always just chuckle. Oregonians hate the Californians who come up there and buy all their, property, make the prices go up. And I'm just thinking, like, Californians, everybody hates them because they leave there and they go to, cities and states that were normal, and they basically make them blue and crazy. So how bad does it have to be if liberal ass Portland, which is horrible, like now they're complaining about more leftists going to that city? It's unbelievable to me.
Hey, everybody in Portland, keep shitting in the streets, man. Okay. That's the sign of true socialism and Democrat policies come true. When you got people, full grown adults with college degrees, no one's shitting in the streets, and your culture, your citizenry is open-minded enough to tolerate that, you've achieved Democrat nirvana. I think they need more shitters in the streets. You could have a shit off of the Seattle team and the Tacoma team and the Portland team and the San Franciscan team. And you could have like different types of projectile shit. And you got like it's throwing a javelin. How far can you shit? Okay. We can measure how far can you urinate? Okay. How quick can you take this robe? Who gets the least amount of feces and urine on their pants? What many different the shit Olympics. Okay, there you guys go. Portland proud. I'll tell them where to go. So Zillow, I'll read this from Zero Hedge. With more people telecommuting than ever due to COVID-19 pandemic, it appears that some asshole's going to call me right now. Expensive urban housing, poo-covered sidewalks, and homeless people shooting up on Starbucks has worn off, according to the online real estate company Zillow, which has some dubious statistics. I will admit that. There's a mass exodus of people looking to get out of San Francisco real estate as the housing market is on fire in the Bay Area suburbs all the way to Lake Tahoe. According to the company's 2020 Urban Suburban Market Report, home prices in the city have fallen 4.9% year over year, while inventory has jumped 96% during the same period. It's doubled. As a flood of new listings hit the market, Zillow notes that they aren't seeing the same trend in cities such as Miami, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., or Seattle. Meanwhile, both urban and suburban markets nationally are seeing home prices sell more quickly in February. So people are just getting out of San Francisco. I thought you'd appreciate that.
I just thought it was funny. You'd go around Portland or whatever. They'd have for sale signs. They actually had like the state of California with a no, no smoking.
No. Again, the short-sightedness of Democrats, and I mean that from like your regular blue-collar Democrats who work hard to your rank Marxist socialists, idiot dipshit kids out of college, they don't think a step ahead, let alone two.
Yeah.
It really, another reason I'm leaving, I'm just not dealing. You can't have a society function where half your fucking population doesn't understand that if you burn buildings down and tax the shit out of people, they will leave. I can't deal with that level of stupidity. When the other half, the best you can hope for is they get your order right the second time at Subway, and those are your star performers in society. No, the ship is going down, motherfuckers. I'm grabbing one myself, the first life rest. It's just not happening.
So actually, the next one is
hang on, let me get, that was Joe. There we go. James Martin.
James Martin. This one's very timely because it's about Portland. Since I live in Portland, I'm thinking about doing a daily photography project for Instagram. It'll be high quality fecal photography. I'm thinking of calling it the Daily Dedicator. Suggestion.
Defecator. Spell it right first. That'd be my first suggestion. You could do that, but Juan already does that. Now he could
That's right.
Now wait a minute. James could do Portland. Juan could do San Francisco. And then we got to get a Seattle agent in the field to take pictures of the people shitting up there in the streets.
We got plenty of options for Seattle.
We got options. We got plenty. Maybe TJ Martinell. He was like this hardcore journalist who used to do investigative journalism and write for the 10th Amendment Center. Now what is he doing? How did he make his millions? He took pictures of people shitting in the streets of Seattle. That's what his rise to fame was about.
I gotta say, I didn't, I only went downtown once during the day when I was there a couple weeks ago. I didn't see so much shit as I saw like garbage, fallout from all the looting they did. And really,
Portland or Seattle?
Sorry, Portland.
Portland, okay.
And I saw some needles, on the street, like drug users. But no, wherever I was, I didn't run into any shit yet.
I had a buddy who had a business call in Portland, and he's in good shape. So he goes running like you do. And he took a picture of a piece of shit that he found on the street. And I'm just like, dude, I am not going to Portland. Really, I don't want hepatitis. I don't want fecal diseases. I just don't need to be running around where you're such a dysfunctional society. You let people shit in your streets. I don't care to be part of that community. All right. Noah again.
By the way, I'm 6'2", 185. It's all from the feared Clary. We haven't seen Dre in here yet. That's what that reminds me.
Dre might actually be working for a chain. He might be busier. You never know. Yeah, no, I don't go out in the dating market. I don't, but just watching it and getting field reports, and inevitably, for my research, I am going to have to go and get an online dating profile and do all this stupid shit. But man, I am not looking forward to it. Even though I'm not even going to be doing it for real, I'm just going to be like, fuck, this is going to be a pain in the ass. But you don't have to convince me, Noah. And there's fair criticism that could be, are men great nowadays? Do the young ladies have a great selection of men nowadays?
No, not for most people. Yeah.
No. But I will make this claim. I'm going to estimate there's 3 quality men for every quality women out there. And that women can't find a good man is absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
I understand, ladies, if you need to be physically attracted to your man, he needs to be 6 feet tall. All right. If you just can't get off, fine. But I get real tired. We're the good men. And I used to try and say, did I not try to set you up a couple times?
Yeah, and they were successful once.
One sort of successful. Yeah. And then there was the real hero I knew, the 6'2" guy who's jacked and has a heroic job and is a real hero. And then the gal was not too far away from him. And then she ghosted him. Like, fuck, done. Just fuck. I can't. I've said it before. That's the best guy I got in my inventory. And if you're going to shoot him down, fuck it. No one's good to know. Like Tommy Lauren, apparently that millionaire, young, good looking dude was not like, fuck it. No, we're done. I think Pop was brilliant with the Space Ghost. Like, I mean, really, every guy's just Space Ghost. We should all be watching Space Ghost right now.
$1 for $4.99. The census lady was frightened of me when I opened the door. I accept many women are timid and weak-minded. I thought that was all by mail or online, but okay.
Maybe he went to the census. Maybe did he vote during the primaries? Maybe when he meant to say the voting lady.
Maybe that's what he meant to say.
God, what's that like being a gal and conditioned to think half the population is on the precipice, just a blip away from raping you?
You ever notice it's the women that are overweight and, they're not the type of woman where a guy would want to, quote, rape. I've noticed that. I
haven't noticed. I remember one time there was a gal reading a book and it was a beautiful day out. I'm like, what are you reading a book for? It's a beautiful day. It's like, why does it shock you? I'm a woman and read a book. I'm like, oh, whoa. Okay. Just like, I'm out of here. I don't know. I don't care. All I know is that if you're that warped and that hate-filled or angry or on edge, man, the rest of your life is going to be miserable with half the population. They're everywhere. They're not even males. They're just potential rapists. Right? It's like, okay,
well, this is why I keep telling you, like, something's going to really go down in a few years. We have all these over 40 women who are never going to marry. You know, they're left over.
Well, I don't think anything's going to go down. What I think is going to happen is you're going to have a kind of a backwards engineered Islamic type of phenomenon where the men and women are very separated. Mm-hmm. Women can only be escorted by men they know, or brothers or sisters or anything like that. The reason you have the, shawl or whatever that covers women's faces is so men are not tempted. You save your beauty for your husband. It's almost going to become like that because right now, one, I don't want to look at the women in public, frankly. I don't want to look at the guys either. But it's really like in the olden days, you kind of look at a girl like, hey, how you maybe a little smile. Not even that. No, it's just like, nope, look on your thing. Don't just keep on going. I won't lie. If I see a really good looking gal, you know what I do?
Do the old rubberneck?
Nope. No, I make sure I don't look at them because I do not want to even give them that little drop of heroin of attention. It's like, nope, I keep on going. And I've kind of noticed when I've ran, girls will kind of look and smile a little bit. I'm like, okay. But then otherwise, like, no, I'm going to leave you gals on your own there. Here's Juan, our buddy from
Juan, same thing as San Fran, yeah.
Yep.
Who's the next?
Right, scrolling down. Rob Fugolski.
Oh, Mr. 1099.
1099 Superior Race, of course.
1099. Thanks, Rob. Swipe left. Yes. Swipe left if you're a Trumpy. Seriously, how many guys out there make 6 figures, 6 feet tall, 6-pack abs, and single? And how can they possibly think these type of men vote Marxist Democrat? Yeah, man, they say that so much on these profiles.
Yeah. You swipe, they want a masculine man. Look, I know you maybe don't like Trump. I'm not a big fan of Trump either. Okay. But if you want a masculine man, you're going to find more of those in the Republican or non-leftist community. You don't have to go a card-carrying Republican.
Yeah.
But, again, they love their politics more than they love men, more than they love love. It's not the show we wanted to see, gentlemen, but it's the show that's showing on the one screen in our small little town. And it's called Spinsterism, or Here Comes the Spinsters, or whatever you want to call this show. And that we get to sit there and eat our popcorn. Like, what's going to happen. It's a train wreck of a show. Like, you ever watch Tiger King?
Oh yeah. I watched that.
Okay, I heard it's a train wreck, right? You know what's going to happen before it happens?
What's that?
Well, Tiger King. I never watched
I
it.
see what you're saying. Yeah, that one's obvious.
Okay, were you guys entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yeah, I didn't like it as much as some other people, but yeah, it was entertaining.
It's something to watch. What else? What your other option is?
What's that?
Nothing. That's all it's showing, guys. It's all this. Spinster 2040. That's the new movie. Well, that's the movie that's showing.
And that's what this is going to happen. There's going to be an unprecedented amount of leftover women in history. History will never have seen this many, cat ladies.
I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm really, because I was looking back at Babylon. I was looking back at the Roman Empire, and I did a little bit of research, and I haven't found anything. Now, of course, maybe it did exist. They just didn't record it. But this is fucked. You can't say nice nails. You can't ask a girl out, basically. Is that what it's come down to? You can't ask a girl out in public?
You can't do that. Okay. M2 PG4 for $4.99. They will be done with cities in 10 years. Then they will come for the burbs. This country has about 20 years left. Enjoy the decline, stash that cash. I think it's less than 20 years. But
I don't even think it's they are coming for the burbs. I think they are going to be the burbs because so many people have been conditioned and brainwashed. Like when I went riding through the burbs yesterday, a lot of who's that? A lot of Democrat signs, like even in nice neighborhoods. I'm like, what the fuck? Did you guys learn nothing? Maybe they're just politicians or whatever, but no, it's what you're going to be shocked about is not it's not going to go along lines, traits. It's not going to go around racial lines or sex lines or anything like that. The Democrats, the Marxists have done a brilliant job of just successfully brainwashing and selling socialism and they're going to vote for it. They are. That's all because that's the religion. What, they got anything else in life? No, this is it. And so I don't think there'll be actually a clash. It's just going to be daddy's little girl decides to vote Democrat and we're going to do this. I mean, that's all they have in life.
Mm-hmm.
So, it'll be a peaceful revolution, but it'll be a revolution.
Judd Grover for $2. So glad I don't have kids in these fun times. Yeah.
Amen. God. Oh, is Schmoopsy Muffin going to have kids?
No.
Please tell me. No. Dang. No.
Nope. Her time's running out for that anyway. I mean, it ain't going to happen.
That's sexist, Chad. You can have a child at any age, Chad. There was an article about a woman in Brazil in 1973 who had a successful child. She gave birth to a successful child.
At 60 years old. No.
60 years old.
No, I worry about my nephew because of the world that we're in. But my sister did have him when she was 40. So just saying.
Beauty at any age, beauty at any size, children at any age.
Children at any age.
You don't believe that? You are a sexist misogynist.
So this is actually true. This McCoyan for $5. There's a trend now where these 40-plus-year-old cat ladies get mail-order grooms from Latin and African countries. This is the thing. This is definitely. I've seen it in practice.
That's been a thing in the United Kingdom for at least 15 years now. So I see the defend. Where have you seen it in your practice?
Seen it in my practice. Like, I'd have done a 40-plus-year-old woman's taxes for a few years. Next time I see her, she has some guy in my office who can't speak English and who's like 10 to 15 years younger. He doesn't it makes my life hard because he doesn't even have a social security number or tax ID number. So we have to navigate beyond that. And sometimes the guy already has kids. It's just so blatantly obvious what's going on. They think.
Go on.
I'm just saying they think that guy actually likes them because they're so wonderful. Whereas I've even locked eyes with these guys and just given a smirk. It is.
United States.
It's happening. God. It's happening.
Yeah, and what? In their 40-plus years, they couldn't find a good guy, huh? There wasn't one guy in the 320 million American men.
So their only shot is to provide American citizenship.
And they'll give men shit for having mail order brides. Those are the same gal. I'll give men shit for having mail order brides because I think it's a scam just like this is too. But how much you want to bet? Oh, those men can't be paying. I'll show them. Oh, God.
You know what else they give shit men for, which is the most hypocritical thing in the world?
I have no idea.
Dating younger women. If a guy does it, it's just like that creep, he's taking advantage of her. But of course, when one of these cat ladies who's 45 gets one, you go, girl. Ooh, look at that, sister.
Just enjoy the show, guys. Enjoy my small little property in Slovenia with a nice septic tank with my beet garden as I eat borscht.
Also, and I want to say, and somebody said 90-day fiance show. I charge these women extra because it's a hassle for me when they bring in these outsiders. So
right. It's more time. Yeah,
it is. The competent man for $5. Look, just walk up to them and say, "Nice rack." If you're going to get into trouble, you might as well say something that justifies being in trouble.
True.
It's guess. So crazy it might work. Where they'll be like, "Thank you."
Yeah. No, I just would like to avoid jail.
Okay. Evan Iyer for $2. Vote Joe Jorgensen, Libertarian, for president in 2020. Never heard of him.
Oh, that's because he's a libertarian.
Yeah. I'm a libertarian.
Are we caught up?
No, a couple more here. This is a funny name. Nathan P. Cuckerston for $4.99. My entire conservative town is now doing BLM protest. The libs are so frail that they can barely hold up the picket signs. Disgusting freaks. Welcome to the club, man. That's all I got to say. Eddie Wolf for €2. So that is. Slovenia. What happened to Croatia? Well, they're right.
I got to do reconnaissance in that area. Yeah, I haven't hey, if you guys want to, you know how maybe this doesn't happen in Eastern Europe, but you know how leftist towns, like, okay, remember when Amazon said they're going to build their new headquarters?
Oh yeah.
And then every Marxist leftist mayor went, oh my God, we'll suck your dick. Oh, you know these rules that we apply to everyone else? Well, you have money and power. And since we're Democrats, we're going to help out rich people. What can we give you? How can we bribe you to come to our town? Like New York was in the running, and Ocasio-Cortez cost them that because like, well, we don't know about it. And I'm like, oh, fuck that bitch. We're out of here. How about this? If you are in Central Europe or Southeast Asia, or a country you think I would like to go to, why don't you woo me? Come up with like, hey, Cappy, come to Moldova. We have the horseradish festival going on, and you could be in our parade, and we'll have the women in their fancy traditional garb come up and give you a bucket of onions or whatever is traditional to welcome foreigners to your town. And you know, what kind of benefits do you give me? Like, hey, if you invest in a septic tank and go with Schlakamaka's septic tank service, we'll give you 5% off a septic tank. That's enough to make me think, you know, if the Thai guy, let's say Frankie Thai's septic service, he says, oh, no, I'm not, I got to charge you full price over in Phuket. Well, hang on, I get 5% off in Moldova for my septic tank. You can, you know, let me know. Give me a reason to go check out your country. I'll bring money. I won't be a welfare bum. I'll support myself and die peacefully.
God, I think we're actually caught up with super
No,
chats.
I got Dr. Khan's blog. One more.
Oh, Dr. Khan for $5. Joe Jorgensen is a woman and a leftist who didn't have the most votes in the Libertarian Party primaries.
Well, then I'm not voting for the Libertarian candidate. Then am I? I'm voting for someone. Dude, you're already throwing your vote away on the Libertarian Party. The one who didn't get nominated by the Libertarian Party as a write-in candidate, that's really throwing your vote away.
The guy Gary Johnson, who was addicted to pot, that was kind of funny in 2016.
Those are good times. Shall we take a break? I'll get some sponsors. I got some news, and then we'll wrap up the show here. All right?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, you're back. I was about to sing. Breaking rocks in the hot sun. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the... I think he's still on mute. Yeah, okay. Libertarian Party is mostly leftist anyway. I think that might be true, actually. At least here. Yeah, you're right. They do support open borders.
Yeah, the Libertarian Party is it. I know everyone who thinks they're smart thinks Noam Chomsky is smart, and he's not. And I used to think, okay, here's an intelligent guy. He's just biased to the left. When he said he's a libertarian socialist, I'm like, shut the fuck up. And now I know he's an idiot. And all you people who are like, I'm a leftist libertarian. No, that's called the Democrat Party, you idiots. The Democrat Party is for social freedoms like abortion, drugs, not guns, curiously. So you kind of pick and choose. You're not for people having the freedom of speech more recently. So you kind of, but in theory, in the olden days, the Democrats were for social rights and then high taxes. So if you're a libertarian, I'm for pot and drugs and da-da, but I think we should have a socialist economics. It's called the Democrat Party. Go fucking vote for them. Libertarian parties for low taxes and maximum social freedom, maximum economic freedom, maximum social freedom. It's what the United States was founded on, you dipshits. So if you want free shit from other people, go join the fucking Democrat Party. Stop using the libertarian name to sound edgy or cool when you're a fucking dipshit and you don't want people to be exposed. Like, I'm just a Democrat who wants free shit, want to bang on my drum all day and not work. You're not a libertarian.
We got a couple more super chats. Or did you want to just
let me get through this. Let me get through some sponsors here that I get through. I do have some that paid, and it's been 2 weeks since I did a podcast, and I understand. Where the fuck did it go? Okay. Red Pill Men's Health YouTube channel. Please check that out. He focuses more on the diet health. Name's Greg. Check him out. Check out Better Bachelor on YouTube as well. Joker out there, absolute must. You should check out Better Bachelor. What else? CommonSenseCoffee.com. Please check out CommonSenseCoffee.com. And then HowToGetTheGirls.net. This is a website on text game.
Oh, God.
I told him, I'm like, come on, man. Like, there might be someone within my reach who's absolutely brand new and doesn't know. And maybe you are a young kid. Maybe you're in high school or college. You have no text game. Okay, go to HowToGetTheGirls.net. But I understand the vast majority of you guys don't need that, and you don't even want it. I understand.
Yeah.
Red Mill. MGTOWbooks.com. That's Luca Vendetti. That's the MGTOW guide to retiring on 200,000 in Southeast Asia. He should just get rid of the MGTOW and call it Retiring in Southeast Asia on 200,000. It's an incredibly thorough book. Yes, it's absolutely spending the $40 on it because he goes through where to find banking, how to own property, where to live, where not to live, community. I mean, even if you're just visiting and traveling, you're going to save yourself the $40 in time and taxi cab or whatever else. So go get that book before you go to Southeast Asia.
Does he have that in audio, perchance? Or
no, don't get me started. Don't get me started about me trying to get people to be effective capitalists and entrepreneurs. Don't get me started about that. Turd Flinging Monkey. When you're done tuning in here, go check out Turd Flinging Monkey's site on BitChute. Okay. He also has a book called 13 Rules Not to Be a Cuck. That is an introductory book to independent thought and how not to be a cuck. Do be aware that the last 2 chapters are about taking women's rights away, which I disagree with, and sex dolls, which I also disagree with. But in all fairness to Turd Flinging Monkey, I thoroughly enjoy his show simply because it's not Fox News. It's not Sean Hannity. It's definitely something different. I just want to let you know that. Investing Equanimity, The Logic and Wisdom of the Permanent Portfolio. That's written by Eric Dolore. If you're looking for a book to teach you how to invest, you're looking for an investment portfolio strategy, I'm going to put this in the chat room right now. He's been very patient with the 2 weeks. I owe everybody 2 weeks of advertising. I know that. We're all going to get that there. And then Doors Coding School. Rodrigo, he's a fan, client. He has a coding school he put together called Doors Coding School, DORS, not DOORS, DORS, codingschool.com. I'll also put that in there if you are looking to learn how to program Python. He thought he could do better than he went to coding school and wasn't bad, but he thought he could do better. And so I am going to reward that entrepreneurship by promoting him because he put together a site and it's a nice, simple site. He did that very well. Dr. David Pro. Hey, you were on Doc's show. How'd that go?
That was a lot of fun. We were just talking about, he wanted to know some of my observations about what's gone on here, with the riots and strange year. And he had some interesting insights on his own. He actually, I told him about this virtual reality bar that opened up around the corner from me that shifted their focus to virtual offices instead of VR because of the pandemic. And it worked out so well for them that David actually gave the owner a call and he told me about all that. So it's pretty cool.
Wait, what's this virtual reality bar? Like it's a place you go to drink virtually?
Well, so what it is, it's a bar, and it
Okay.
opened up. The timing was kind of unfortunate because they opened up in February, and of course, you know, Corona comes and everything was shut down.
Mm-hmm.
However, one of the sort of loopholes was if you have office space, you are allowed, or you were allowed to use it, you know, during the whole lockdown. So for them, it was ingenious because, you know, their booths for enjoying VR were already set up there.
Okay.
So they just converted it to like people who wanted to come out and sit somewhere while they do their work
Oh,
with the
dude.
bar still being open.
Oh, dude, I'm so going there. Oh my God, I'll drive.
Yeah.
Just goes. Okay. Do you have to have a mask on the inside, or can you go and not have a mask?
Well, that I'm not sure, but this is closer to where I live than O'Shaughnessy's is, so it's good stuff.
Dude, I'm gonna pick up drinking again just for that. That is so awesome. I've been looking for that even before this damn pandemic came out. Just a place to go, like to go and work. There's no like screens and loud music and chicka music. Oh God.
No.
Oh God.
But I thought it was cool that Doc reached out to the guy because I'd talked to the owner before, and you know he had this great idea.
Do you know why Doc makes more than us combined?
Well, he's definitely smarter than me.
Right. There's that too. The man has hustle. He has hustle. He'll make that phone call. He'll get that. He'll go out. He'll explore. He'll go to the Minuteman nuclear missile national monument, even though nobody else does. So all right, Sandman's browser. I'm going to put this in the chat room. If you are sick and tired of helping out Google and YouTube and all the major browser and Firefox, go ahead and download the Brave browser through Sandman's affiliate program. I guess I put that in the link there.
The MGTOW guys, Sandman, or
yeah. He still owes me some advertising. I paid him. He's like, "Oh, I gotta wait for the pandemic to end." I'm like, "Gee, just do it now."
God, he's been doing this for like 5 years or something.
Yeah, he's been doing a long time. Bunker Basics, go to bunkerbasics.com with Bunker Bob. If you want to learn how to prep and be a survivor, go there now. Learn it now. Time to do that now because you got nothing else to do. Put that on your to-do list. And if you like science fiction, but you don't like communism, may I recommend you go to noncommunistsciencefiction.com and get some of Michael Kingswood's books. He does science fiction that's entertaining and not sermonizing or lecturing. The Science of Mastering Women, written by Linda Gross. Check out her show as well. I'll put that in the chat room. This is about as much of an algorithm or a cheat code you're going to get to women. So there you go. I just put that in the chat room. If you still want to know how to get the girls, in addition to going to the gym and doing it, there's some statistical, actuarial, scientific data that will help improve your game, sharpen your game. It's not going to guarantee your game, but take a look at that. The Science of Mastering Women. Emphasis on science. That's it. Boom. There's all the sponsors. All right, let's get there's some super chats then as well.
We got a bunch of new ones. So for $2, the Competent Man, California is having rolling blackouts from the heat wave. I heard about that. Yeah, actually.
Didn't they have blackouts like a year ago because there was forest fires and they didn't clean out the forest shrubbery by the power lines?
Yeah. You know, I grew up overseas in third world countries. And that is common there. So if it's happening in California, it can only mean one thing: we are
coming our way.
Yeah,
cellular degeneration, and not race. Like, oh my God, we're importing people. No. You don't understand. What color was the person at the Wyoming subway that couldn't get my fucking Subway sandwich right, Chad? What color were they? Give me a hint. Wyoming.
There are no other races in Wyoming besides white people, right?
Right. There's the occasional. Now here's a funny phenomenon you'll see. This is Casper. So there is the very rare and occasional black guy you'll see. Never a black woman though. Very, very rare and occasional. Guess what they're driving?
Oh God, Cadillac.
No, high-end Mercedes, BMW. Why?
God, I can't even begin to wonder why they would do that.
What's weird is the ghetto trash in Wyoming are white guys driving shitty cars blasting their ghetto music. Where you're like, dude, you're from Wyoming. Stop playing whatever.
Yeah.
Two Live Crew. Wait, whatever. That's too old for them. But all right. The black guys, which are rare, are usually your imported doctors or they're managers of they're programmers and they make tons of money, but they're from the city, so they get like a normal car and they're not the ones blasting the music. They're like Dr. Huxtable in Wyoming. Because you got too many who dang diggly do dang diggly doos who don't know how to program or code, but the mining machinery needs someone who's really good at C# or something. So you will occasionally see a brother in Wyoming, very rare, but they're always driving very nice cars, not insane trucks, not egregious, caddies. It's weird. It's bizarro world out there in Wyoming.
I think you know about this from the last time you were here, but one of our good friends, that's his plan, is to end up in Wyoming.
I know him. Well, he keeps asking me. I keep telling him, but he don't listen. So now he was in Idaho. Now he's in Wyoming. Now I don't think he's too smart to be in Wyoming. He's not gonna enjoy. I'll go talk to the boy again. He doesn't listen. He just doesn't listen. All right.
Big Vis 497 again for $5. Reason TV had on someone arguing libertarians for Biden, like F them. Yeah, I don't know.
Join the Democrat Party. He was a sitting vice president. Join the Democrat Party. You're not libertarian.
God.
Oh my God.
Looks like Judd Grover is next for $2. Thoughts on building a house and retiring in Hawaii? I hope you have a lot of money.
It's very expensive,
yeah.
but I could see that. I could see it. You're not going to get. It's an island. It's easy to defend. I don't know. It's still going to be part of the United States. It's the culture of the United. Plus, Hawaii is rabid left. They've always been left.
Yeah.
I don't have any, it doesn't prevent airwaves or U.S. culture or movies from going over there. It's sad because we were watching Magnum PI and it's like, wow, Hawaii looked like a great place back then. And I'm sure it's probably a great place now. I got a buddy out there, Dan, and he likes it. Of course, he's native Hawaiian. Maybe.
Have you been out there yet?
No, I just don't have. If I'm going to go tropics, I'll go Florida. Why am I going to fly 15 hours to Hawaii? I don't want to go to Hawaii.
That makes sense.
And it's expensive. We lost it. Where are we going?
We are on
DigiNomad.
DigiNomad for $2 Canadian. So what's that, like a buck? Buffett in on gold-fed printing money. Bullish on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's gone up recently.
It's gone on significantly. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. Okay, I can't say that. I'm not bullish on Bitcoin. The number of Bitcoins don't change. It will be 21 million Bitcoins. What does change is the number of dollars and other currencies we print off. And I've done some very simple mathematics. Last I checked, it was 286,000 US dollars in circulation for every Bitcoin. So the technical exchange rate is 286,000. Now, what that translates into the actual currency markets, crypto or real, quote unquote, depends on the relative demand for different currencies. But as we print off more dollars, so it's probably up to 300 or 350. I don't know how much more money Trump has printed off. Right? The dollars per cryptocurrency, whichever cryptocurrency you want, is only going to go up. Of course, there's going to be more cryptocurrencies issued, but Bitcoin, that's going to be an exchange rate that's only going to keep going up because they kept the currency stable. The cryptocurrency, I mean. That doesn't mean it's going to be realized at $350,000 per cryptocurrency or per Bitcoin, but I've bought Bitcoin. I'm holding on to my Bitcoin. And I think as more and more Marxists and leftists take over and decide to take more of your shit and basically erode any property rights, you're going to sell whatever you have and you're going to try to get whatever wealth you can out of the United States. And they're not going to do that through banks. You're going to have to do it through a cryptocurrency. And so I think when that time comes, the value of a quote unquote value of a cryptocurrency is going to go up very high. So that's what I think.
And this may be a topic for another time, but the IRS has like made it their mission to really crack down on virtual currency. Like they're trying to go after it hard. I'm not really sure.
I don't know how. Well, we got an article here where the feds confiscated a bunch of cryptocurrency from terrorists, which I'm like, okay, good. Prevent terrorists from doing things. But in theory, cryptocurrency shouldn't be confiscatable. Now they may have left their username and password somewhere, or maybe they did it foolishly and that's how they could confiscate.
And also, no, I'm sorry. Like when you sell Bitcoin, there's no form like the IRS will normally get to know everything you did. There's no form that tells them that.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, what gets me is I don't even know how they could enforce, for people reporting it.
They can't. That's the thing. If the IRS wanted to, which are predominantly headed by Democrats, I'm going to assume, if you wanted people to pay the taxes, maybe you should have kept the currency stable and not threaten everyone with fucking socialism and riots and protests and burning the building and threatening people's private property, which is threatening their lives because to get private property, you have to sacrifice part of your life to get money so you can buy the property. So it's the physical incarnation of their lives. Now, if you can't do the basic fucking shit, I know this isn't the IRS job. It's the executive branch and the police and cops and the feds. But if you're going to vote to take other people's shit away and destroy property rights, don't be surprised if they're trying to get around you. I mean, already, I get people trying to avoid, tax evasion is the official word. I understand. And yes, the taxes have to be paid. But when you're going to fucking ruin people's lives, destroy their lives, and basically enslave them, fuck you if people decide to start using cryptocurrencies to get their money out of this sinking ship like the Jews did the Nazis back in 1936, 37, 38. Or maybe we institute some private property laws, make an amendment. Government can't take this money. We get rid of property tax. No, that's your property. And people are like, we're assured that this is my property. You're never going to take it or burn it down. Right? Don't be surprised when people are fleeing the sinking ship.
Yeah.
And that's too bad, IRS. You can't get people's cryptocurrency. Oh, nosies. Would have been more than happy. Like, I got to pay my fair share. I got to pay my taxes. Well, until you guys stop these fucking assholes from destroying property and destroying buildings, go fuck yourself. Don't be surprised. Now, our buddy Rahul, he could talk about this. Says, Cappy, please don't come to India. Oh, wait, there it is. Please don't come to India. I'm not. You know why? They tried to do the same thing with gold. Like, you couldn't take gold out of India. And I think they were fucking around with the rupee or some central banking bullshit. I forget what it was, but people's monies and livelihoods were being stolen, and they're trying to get their money out of India via gold. Well, hey, I got an idea. How about you stop treating your citizens like fucking slaves and then they won't leave? They won't have their money go away. I don't know.
How much do you think 100 rupees is in dollars? I went ahead and looked this up.
It's $5.
No.
What is it? $1? Is he screwing me over?
So one US dollar is 74.78 rupees. So that's what, like $1.30 or something, $1.28.
Okay, good. Yay, I got $1.20. Fuck you, Rahul.
I had to get that out there.
Oh, I know. You see the 100, like, oh.
Yeah. Zimbabwe dollars.
Here we go. James Martin, an American name with some American money. How more American is James Martin?
It's American. For $5, I'm officially done with comic books. All my stores closed down, and Wonder Woman is now fat. Not kidding. That sucks if she's fat now.
They got what is it? Gal Gadot is back.
Yeah.
I might go see that. I'm gonna wait though. I'm gonna wait till World Class Bullshitters watches it, and then if they come back with a thumbs up, but if there's any wokeness, any fucking sermoning on, I'll just look up Bridget Bardot on the internet. Like, okay, there she is. She's hot.
The original Wonder Woman was really hot. Linda something.
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter. Yeah.
But she didn't exist because there were no female superheroes back in the evil 80s and 70s, Chad.
Really?
Yep.
All right. Troy. Haven't seen Troy yet today.
$2, yeah.
$2. All hail the glorious Coronachan. Hey,
yes.
It has my respect. It's taken over the world.
It's taken over the world. All right, we all caught up.
This name is funny. Nathan P. Cuckerston. Hawaiians hate mainlanders. I think they're called Howleys or something like that.
If I recall watching enough Magnum PI, everyone's called a mainlander if you're called it, because I know everything about Hawaii because I watch Magnum PI, obviously. But yeah, there's a term for non-native Hawaiians. Like there's the native Hawaiians who are Pacific Islander. But if you're white or simply not white, you're called something else. And I forgot what that was.
I do think it's Howley. It's like
Howley?
meant to be a derogatory term.
It's like Yankee or whatever. Or
Yeah. They're like,
Flatlander.
hey, we grew here, you flew here. Like I heard that once.
They grew here, we flew there. Yeah, it tells you something, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What I never understood is how did the Polynesian people in general, the whole Pacific group of people, okay, they had to have learned how to sail way before the Europeans did. And they had to go long distances. How did they lose the technology? Like, why weren't those catamarans or whatever they call it? They made it to Easter Island. Like, okay, where did the technology go? Or did they say, we found our islands, we don't care to go any further east?
Could be that. I mean,
yeah. I just like, well, they got there and they didn't fly. So they must have had, and they must have navigated really good, but we didn't have a written language, so we didn't record anything. It's like, fuck, come on. That would have been so cool to know how you did it.
Just a quick point about something you said earlier. I know this because I go to the West Coast.
Right.
Almost all West Coasters just go to Hawaii to go to a beach because it takes longer for them to get to Florida or the Caribbean or the Florida Keys. So they just go to Hawaii.
They got to go fair amount. Yeah.
Yeah. The Competent Man for $2. Buffett bought $500 million in Barrick Gold Corp.
Yeah, it's a gold mining company.
Huh?
It's a gold. Now, keep in mind, during the financial crisis, Warren Buffett said precious metals is for undistinguished people, or isn't a gentleman's investment or something like that. So now he's investing in gold.
Okay, so Judd is next. Perhaps Cayman Islands instead. 30 years from now, Cayman Islands.
No, islands. It's in the Caribbean area or Gulf. Problem with islands is you get island fever. It's just so small, and then you're like, I got to get to the mainland. Same thing with Puerto Rico. Like, if you want favorable tax treatment, go live in Puerto Rico as an American or a mainlander there too, because they are Americans. But I mean, you can only, San Juan is the main town. I mean, you can only handle so much of little islands. That happened to me the one time I was in the Bahamas. Like, it's great for a day or two. Then you're like, dude, is there anywhere else to go? It's like, yeah, go to another island or go back to Florida.
Cayman Islands used to be like a very popular place to try to hide money, but now you can't do that because of the FinCEN and FACTA requirements by the IRS. So banks are just saying no.
Yep.
So next is Disruptive for $5 Canadian. We'll take that $4. Trump 2020 from Canada. The rage from the Marxists would be worth it alone. The rage from the Marxists would be worth it alone. Great content, gentlemen.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. Hang on, did I do this one?
We missed one?
Dane's? No, Dane's one keeps showing up here at the top. I don't know why Google does stupid stuff.
It does. I think if it's over a certain amount of like $5 or more,
it goes up to the top. Yeah, it's like, okay, we already answered that one. Let's get some news. You want some good news?
I like the news. You like the news?
I like the news. This is from CBS Minnesota. 100 Minneapolis police officers expected to leave department by year's end. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey announced during a budget address Friday that 100 police officers are expected to leave the city's department by the end of the year. The mayor said dozens of officers have already parted ways with the department. That's in keeping with WCCO's reporting, which found last month that 65 officers have already left and a considerable number have filed to leave, many citing PTSD. The department's force is typically around 800 officers strong. So this is 12.5% of the force. The mayor says the officers leave this year won't immediately be replaced, as the city government will be under a hiring freeze till 2021. All those rich, evil people are leaving the city now. This hiring freeze is part of the city's belt-tightening strategy in response to the severe economic package inflicted by the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm sure that's the only thing affecting them.
That's why they did it.
Right. The hiring freeze will help save taxpayers dollars, Frey says, adding that the city will also reduce its workforce and scale back programs. The mayor specifically said he wants to avoid property tax increase upwards of, guess what percent property taxes are going to go up?
Good Lord. I'm going to say 10.
15%.
15%.
Oh.
Are they trying to become Cook County? God.
Who did this to themselves?
They did it to themselves, and that is the worst mayor, the mayor, he sucks, man.
He is a reflection of the people that put him there. He sucked. What's her name? Betsy Hodges sucked. The sheriff's sales and Belton, they all suck.
Yeah.
These are just, they're the boils of herpes. Okay. They're not the herpes themselves. They're the genital boils on the dick and the vagina that is known as Minneapolis St. Paul. The pus, blood oozing boils. That's what they are. The virus is the citizens of St. Paul, Minneapolis, who keep voting this shit in. All right. And and now they get to pay. They get to pay not only with the houses being burned down, and they get to pay for, because there's no conservatives in the Twin Cities, none. These property owners will go and vote in Marxist city council, and then they'll jack up the property taxes. Then they'll go and complain, not realizing one caused the other. Right? So now they get to pay 50% more property taxes in Twin Cities. It's wonderful. Now, with a 12.5% decrease in the cops, Chad, do you think more crime might happen in Minneapolis?
Well, I would suspect, I don't know. I'm not good at understanding cause and effect. Logic is not my strong suit. But
I wonder if the suburbs might hire those veteran cops. I wonder who's going to get, because cops are bad. We don't want no cops. Cops are the problem. So good thing those cops are leaving. Good thing they're leaving. I feel bad for the guys who are down 12.5%. The guys who are staying behind, they're going to have a huge, tough job ahead of them. They're going to have a huge job ahead of them.
Well, it's nice to know that the Edina and WBL area will be even safer than it already was.
Maybe. Although, I wonder if the 700 remaining cops are like, whoa, okay. It's called the Ferguson effect, where they hated the cops, get the cops out. They're like, okay, fine, bye. And guess what's happened? I think it's happened in Minneapolis and Chicago. What's happened to crime?
Well, it's certainly. Did you know we have more murders? We have double the amount of murders here compared to this time last year.
Unfortunately, not to say it's fortunate that this other group of people, that I'm pointing out the hypocrisy, what particular group of people got murdered at twice the rate?
Well, the Southsiders, which we know African American. Okay.
We use black because we do not have a life expectancy for 7 syllables when one will do, and we respect our black brothers. So twice the amount of black people got killed.
Yes, and no one.
Good or bad? Is that good or bad?
Of course, it's bad, but they don't.
They don't care. I know. See, I'm okay with people getting higher property taxes. I'm okay with them having their buildings burnt down. But when people start dying, okay, you can't get that back. You can't get that back. And I've said the Republican Party, if it had balls, should run a Republican ticket in the Twin Cities and Chicago and go pro-cop, and we're not letting your property get burnt down, and no more bullshit. Like, we'll give the cops, and you're going to be law and order in this fucking town. You're on law and order. Heavy hand. And the hardworking men and women, of which certainly are some on the south side of Chicago, north side of Minneapolis. So people, I'm pretty sure, are pretty pissed off. The properties are burnt down. Huh? Hey, immigrants. Hey, Ahmed's Falafel Shop. Huh, guys? Hey, hipster bar, the Hexagon, where all the cool, really hardcore Democrats, socialists with their tats went. Hey, how's that? Oh, it's burnt down. You don't have a place to go anymore.
So I've got a few cops as clients, and some are, colleagues with people here.
Yes, I do know some of them here. Yes.
I just felt so bad for them after what's gone on here that I just gave them steep discounts when I did their stuff in May and June.
No, we have one who's been to the riots before, and the irony that he is a man of color and he's being yelled at by a white guy being, that he's the racist.
I know it. Oh, man. How does that compute in their idiotic heads?
They're little kids from DePaul. That's what they are. Anyway, so I don't have to go through this. Are there any comments? Let's see what the comments are. You must log into comment. No, I want to see the comments. Surprise, there's no comments.
What's the article source?
CBS News. We don't have to. Yeah. Some good news. The Ninth Circuit Court has banned the high-capacity magazine ban in California, which was shocking.
So they reversed the ban?
I don't know if they reversed it or they rejected it or whatever. Which was a huge shock to me because the Ninth Circuit Court is a bunch of Marxist judges. Yeah, but I don't know what happened. It's kind of like Justice Roberts voting for the left all the time. Now I guess somebody on the Ninth Circuit, maybe they had some morality, or maybe there's like a procedural, someone who truly follows the law and says, no, that's the law and you can't do that. But that's some good news in California. So that's some good. Then what else? I'm going to save the good news for later. That's the Klamath Falls news. That's it. That's all I think I got. Oh, damn it. Hang on. Let me go here. Do you want to have some fan mail?
Hey, that's always fun.
I got my first hate mail in years.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah.
Cuddle
and I gave it. No, it's not Cuddle Wookums. I'm gonna have a question for you. Oh, wait, no, it's on my other. Hang on, let me pull it up here. It's on a different. I thought it was on. It's on my Yahoo Mail.
I'm gonna take this time to just say, because this has been happening and you've seen this. Mm-hmm. If you guys if you're watching this and you have a question about accounting or whatever, and you want me to respond, you have to email Aaron first, because I'm not gonna just do it on my own.
I'm his crutch.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So seriously, I used to get like a death threat every half year, and hate mail at the and then it went nuts. Now this is about the same time that I would get occasionally gals sending me sexy pics and all that, and I would get dick pics from the occasional gay guy. And for whatever reason, that all that was gone. That just went away, like 5 years ago. And so nothing, now I have my first real hate mail here for a bit, and I can't even read it because YouTube will do it. But this is from some made up email. He said, and the topic is as a millennial. Now he's totally not going to fulfill the stereotype of millennial in this email. He's totally not going to be having hurt feelings or going flying off the handle. He'll be mature and reasoned and totally not vindicating anything I've ever said about the generation. I say, fuck you, you little angry Kurt Cobain, Tyler Durden wannabe, Generation X bundle of sticks. Am I a bundle of sticks? Have I batted for the other team ever in my life?
Not to my knowledge.
No. And so he is now, ironically, that is a derogatory term towards our friends in the non-binary community, correct?
Very much so.
Am I pro-gay marriage? Am I pro-non-binary marriage?
I think you are in favor.
I am. I am a real libertarian. I believe everyone should have the same.
Let them suffer too,
Racist white piece of shit. Now, the conversation we just had about how it's a tragedy, twice the amount of black people have died, and my book, How the Black Man's Got Out of Poverty. Am I racist?
I think it'd be a hard case to make, but
I am not in the literal sense of the word, but in the millennial sense of the word, I am, because a racist is anyone who disagrees with you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That I am. In that sense, I am racist. White piece of shit. I might be a white piece of shit. Soon to be an extinct bitch. As shitty as the people in my generation are, we're still way better than Gen X bundle of sticks like you. Are they?
I don't know.
Did our generation ask for a bailout of the student loans? Oh.
Maybe some did, but
do we live at home? Do we live at home till we're 35? Were we also brought up by baby boomer idiots? Oh.
We escaped it. We escaped it by a few years.
I will admit that tuition was much higher for the millennial. I'm sympathetic. If you read the book, How Not to Become a Millennial, I'm very sympathetic towards the millennial. I think this guy is high on drugs, is just pissed off with his life, and then I called things out. Where are we? We're still way better than Gen X bundle of sticks like you. You fucking right-wing cuck married to the KKK Karen who bangs blacks when you're not home.
Oh my God. There's some creativity there.
You and the baby boomers could go fuck each other. You're both a bunch of a bundle of sticks sodomites anyway. So there we go. I got some hate mail. I might put this in the book.
There were a couple lines there I enjoyed, a little humor. Here's
my question to you. Do you think that's a black guy or a white guy or gal?
Oh, dude, that is a white gal.
I think it's right.
That is a Karen.
You think it's a Karen?
I don't think they're okay. Not Karens have to be a little bit older, so that's just your typical white liberal chick.
You think it's a female?
I do. Wait, no. No, she used the word bundle of sticks was used too much. So now I'm backtracking. I think it was a guy.
I thought originally it was a black guy, and especially because of the the extinct comment. But then he used things like sodomite all the time. And I'm like, that's a 50-cent word. And I'm getting a hint of Christian in him. Just a hint. So I distinctly see a limp-wristed white guy. I distinctly see that. Plus the amount of cognitive dissonance where my record has been obviously pro-gay rights and pro-minority, and more pro than what liberals do because we speak truth here.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely someone that warped. I don't see. I see self-contradiction, confusion, angst within it. Whereas I think if it was a black dude, he'd just be calling me, whatever, cracker and this and that. But that seemed a little bit too. I got to demonstrate my liberal arts degree, so I'm going to go white guy.
White guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the use of the bundle of sticks word over and over again. I don't think women do that, so I think you're right.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a guy. So we got that there. What else do I got? Let's get some super chats in before we do some happy news.
Yeah, we got a couple more here. A few more. $2 for All-American James Martin.
James Martin.
My dad retired from PPD before the Portland riots. That was a smart thing to do. Yeah.
Yep. This is another reason. This is another reason why men and women, like, you have your micro FU fund, and you always have you're always looking for another job, and you need self-employment. Because right now, I would not be a cop. Not because, I'm afraid of protesters, all that, but what, am I going to go to jail? Because I accidentally, I used a taser and that person had a heart condition. It's just too risky, way too risky to be a cop. And plus I hate, fuck Portland people. Fuck those people. Fuck them.
Just speaking for here, in Chicago, I cannot imagine for the life of me why anybody would sign up for that job here.
No, I don't see it. I see no reason. Phil Henry, 5 worthless euros from Germany for me.
I wouldn't call them worthless. I mean,
they're worth something. I think they're more valuable than dollars. Isn't that like $6 now, US?
They used to be. I don't know. The dollar's gotten a little stronger, so maybe they're closer to 1-to-1. JS for $10. Thank you. Longtime fan, getting into HVAC and just passed my EPA test and ready to work exam. Bring in that money, man.
Bring in the money, man. Go work. Go work.
Everybody
what's rule number 2 for men? Go work and
save.
Don't get no girl pregnant.
Oh.
Matter of fact, let's switch that. Rule number 1 is don't get a girl pregnant. Then number 2, you go work. But God almighty, don't get a girl pregnant.
Okay, DJ Aftershock wants to troll us a little bit.
Hey,
it's a good day.
I'm fine. He's got a punch down. Go ahead, DJ Aftershock. Go ahead.
Well, he's also gets all the girls. So
the girl stuff.
Man, $10 Cisco hour.
Well, read DJ. We got the audio version of this too. Not everyone reads it.
All right, DJ. It's a good day to be 6'2" rather than a 5'8" midget. Okay, it's probably better. Yeah,
that's fine. He can say whatever he wants. That's fine, DJ. Go ahead. I'm going on with my day. I'll live here in 5'8" land. That's all right.
I've had an okay life. Cisco hour for $10. 40 years old. I have a worthless VA in music. No debt, but my house. Make $53K a year now, but only 2-3% raises here on out. Am I too old to realistically get into accounting? Man,
I'd say no. He can get into it.
He'd have to go back to school, get an accounting degree, but
yes.
Yeah, you could do it, but I mean, realistically, you're not going to be making any money with it, assuming you do all this immediately, probably till you're like 43 or 44. But you could do it.
Because every guy dies at 45, right? He's got 30 years left at minimum. I mean, it's a long time. I'd rather go into those 30 years armed with a CPA than not.
You have to understand, my perception is skewed because the people that live down here, their average life expectancy is 25 on the south side. So No, yeah. If you really want, if you want to do the work, as Rich Cooper says, you could absolutely do this. But just know you're going to be taking classes with like, early 20s or, 19-year-olds, and you'll have to deal
Oh,
with
darn.
that.
There'll be some cute gal. Oh, wait, never mind. There'll be girls with purple hair and pierced nose.
Mhm.
Well, wait, doesn't accounting kind of screen that out? Like if you're in accounting, you have to do
You know what really screens it out is the CPA exams, because he's going to have to get those passed. But hey, if you want to do it, do it.
Okay. Let's do some good news. This is from Klamath Falls, Oregon. KOTI's Lyle Ahrens signs off. The only TV news reporter in Klamath Falls will hang up his press pass this week, finishing off a stellar second career in broadcast journalism. Lyle Ahrens, a reporter from Medford-based KOBI, will retire August 19th after 16 years behind the camera. Known for more than his wavy silver hair and his charismatic radio voice, Ahrens has been KOTI's longest-serving reporter. His journey to the broadcast studio wasn't typical for most reporters. Ahrens never went to journalism school. He didn't go to journalism school, Chad. Instead, he paid his dues working at the pizza parlor and as a bartender before breaking in the news via radio in the 1990s. Ahrens said he wouldn't be where he is now if leadership at Win Broadcasting hadn't taken a chance on him. I wouldn't be doing this if they hadn't given an opportunity to a laid-off bartender to go ahead and hop into her career, he said. They got me on doing part-time news writing, and I kind of faked it there and sharpened my skills for roughly 10 years before the TV gig came open. It's a guy. It's a misspelling. When he left television news, current Klamath County Commissioner Kelly Minty Morris, there's a name, Minty Morris, recommended Ahrens for the job. Minty Morris, there's a name, said she advocated for Ahrens because she felt he was a community-minded reporter. Ba-da-ba, booty boo. So he retires on his 62nd birthday. Isn't that nice?
That's very nice.
Good news. Here we go. You want some more good news from evil Republican America?
Always.
Silver anniversary, the Keenans. Robert and Louise Keenan wed on August 30th, 1950. In 1950 to 54, they made Klamath Falls their home where they raised their family and operated Robert Keenan Garage until retirement. They've been blessed with their family, friends, and neighbors. And that's it. And here he is. He's got his... looks like he was airborne or something. I don't recognize that patch, but he was probably in the Korean War. Military man, and then they've been married, what is that, 70 years?
70, yep.
70 years, look at that. That's what every woman wants, Chad. They all want that. I want to be married for 70 years. That's why I'm going to get serious about finding a man at 43.
Shout out to my parents celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary this year.
Really? This year? When is it?
It's actually November 28th.
Okay, you going to visit them this time maybe for that one, huh?
We have plans to all meet up and go down to an all-inclusive resort in Mexico in January, but we don't think it's going to happen because of everything here. So
remind me so I get them a gift. All right.
Okay, sure.
All right, I will get them a gift. All right.
Non-stop Dre gay. Ooh. My job is sending super chats, Cappy. Huh.
Thank you. Is that Dre or is that someone spoofing Dre?
That is a great question.
I don't know. Joe Jones, I don't know if we got this one.
We missed, they keep releasing rioters. Why bother policing?
Right. If I was a cop, I'd be totally hands off right now.
Yeah, you heard about the one we have here named Kim Fox. This is the head prosecutor. This is the one that let Jussie Smollett off. She's like, oh, we're not going to prosecute.
Okay. All right. So she's racist.
Yeah. Well, she let basically everybody who looted.
Yeah. No, I got it. I get it. Yeah. All right. Crimes for thee, but not for me.
Oh yeah. CO for $5. I'm getting my security guard certification to become a data analyst and then a computer programmer. Yes. Just got my degree in reverse banana peel. I'm 24 now. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. He's good. It forces you to study because you got nothing to do for those 8 or 12 hours if you do a 12 to 12 or something like that. But yeah, he's going to burn through that material. That is awesome. All right, that's it.
Yeah.
Shall I take us out with the great and merciful Coronachan prayer?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been around for that. For sure.
Okay, well, now you're here. You'll be the whatever assistant pastor. Dear great and merciful Coronachan, thank you for your non-sentient and zero fucks given truth. The teeth and threats that have been missing so much in the real world that are yet necessary for us to value life, acknowledge truth, and love our fellow man. May your nature continue to expose the evil and parasitic among us, the lazy and those that put themselves above all others, our slave masters who have kept us enslaved, teachers who could be replaced by YouTube, and the stupid and unprepared who riot for toilet paper when there is none. Bless us, O great Coronachan, and reward us, specifically those of us who are smart enough to have a 1 month supply of toilet paper and who stocked up on 556 ammo as a matter of basic insurance policy. And may thine blessing come in the form of lowered asset prices, less boomers, less traffic, cheap gas, and near-free airline flights. In thy name, Wuhan, Wuhan. Amen. And remember, everybody, go get How Not to Become a Millennial, Curse of the High IQ, because you're all stuck there doing my Reconnaissance Man. And because we hate black guys, The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, all available paperback, Kindle, and Audible. That's about it. Are we done with the super chats? Any more left?
I don't see anything else.
None of that. Good. Take us out.
Toodles.